Alrighty then. We are back in the Sunless Sea. So the last time we were here, we did quite a few things. We've gotten very far out from the west side where Fallen London is. We've actually made it over to sort of Khanate territory. We haven't found the Khanate proper, but we found a lot of their offshoot territories. We also found Visage and subsequently got ourselves kicked out. But that's okay. We have been told by one of the people in the chat that we will be allowed to get back in. I hope so. It's a very nice place. It's very curious. There's lots of stuff to do there. I feel like it's just that one event that where we lit up a flare in a cave that we probably don't get again. Other things that we did, we finally reached Port Cecil, as well as kind of murdered, I believe, our Presbyterate adventuress's father there. Our passenger detonated a bomb after saying somebody was over 1,000 years old, and our Presbyterate adventuress, after we fought off some assassins meant for her, admitted that her father had recently died at over 1,000 years. And she was also under attack from those assassins because she's over 1,000 years, or because she's over 100 years, rather. That was her punishment for her father breaking the rules. But now we've got a few underwater missions. We've got to go to Low Barnet, which is right outside of Fallen London, to drop off a wandering parson. We've got to go to the Undercrow, which is also underwater, for the incomparable Aurelian. I believe he was from Port Carnelian. And then we also finally found another strange catch and talked to Maybe's daughters, who we learned was looking for her mother in a plethora of places. Those being Wither, the Isle of Cats, Irem, the Chelinet, Khan Shadow, Port Carnelian, and on the surface, Naples. So we've got a few things to do. We have got quite a few things to do. We're not too bad off for fuel. We keep getting them from the port reports we're assembling. Our hull is nice and repaired. I believe we took some damage, and I think we repaired that off last time. We've got a few searing enigmas. We got one from that cavern event, and we picked up some, I think, on the Iron Republic or something. We got one elsewhere. And we're just sitting on this vital intelligence stuff. Vital intelligence, some strategic information that we can convert to vital intelligence using these moves in the Great Game, or if we get I think it's our mirrors up to 40, we can start doing it via Memories of Distant Shores, which we've got plenty of, or Z Stories, that's the one, not Tales of Terror. Everything else, though, we're doing pretty well on. We've got this, right? We've picked up a Song of Broken Hulls. This was from a Tormented Musician or something like that, in Rack, which was the undersea collection of ships that were being sort of salvaged by the mechanics there, the underwater zailors. They were also unfortunately running out of money, and their king, who is in a wheelchair, apparently knows us. Unfortunately, we do not have... I believe we need something. We need to salvage a wreck ourselves or lead a wreck to be salvaged in order to consume the... I'm just going to call it seaweed because I don't remember, or Z-weed, I suppose, because I don't remember exactly what it was called. The connective tissue that will apparently give us visions. That's apparently a very great honor in Rack to consume. We were instructed to eat that in order to remember exactly who that man was to us. We do not know as of present. And we've also got to deliver this Song of Broken Hulls. Let's see if we can find that here. Let's see. Okay, maybe it's not in the journal, but we do have to deliver that to somebody in a location we have not yet been. I'm sure once we stumble across it, we will figure it out. We've also still got the the old Dawn Machine connection from when we dropped off the last load of Sphinx Stone to the Grand Geo. Not sure what that's all about, but boy, does it look unsavory. Capitals, the sun over and over again generally doesn't lead to a whole lot of good things from what I've found. Just my take on it, though. But yeah, that is us up to date. So I think first thing we'll obviously do is drop off the Parson to Lower Barnett. We'll buy up supplies here. I think let's say up to like 12, 13-ish. Yeah. Go to 12. I guess we'll go to 13 since we misclicked one extra. We'll go to 13 and we'll just sail on out through the sea. We'll head up to Lower Barnett, or is it just Low Barnett, and drop off the Parson there, see if there's anything else around that we can do. Let's double check London here. We've still got our something awaits us. Our terror is a little high. It's at 52 because of our Iron Republic port report that we delivered. But that's not horrifically high. And I don't know exactly how much terror that it will remove if we stay in our lodgings. I think we might end up doing that, though. We'll grab the recent news, though. Everything is pretty standard. Actually, is this the same stuff? Let's read through this. News from home: the Echo Bazaar, that enigmatic marketplace, has increased its tax on love stories. The Trader Empress has forbidden singing in the street outside her palace. The anarchists of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. The Ministry of Public Decency has located and destroyed a nest of gallbladder wasps. Okay. I was reading through the dynamited a drinking fountain thing, but I do not think that is related to our passenger exploding that fellow in Port Cecil. Does cost 100 Echo to rest in our elegant house, unfortunately. Let's see if we can convert anything here. I don't believe we have any way to add to our collection, unfortunately. Interesting. Outlandish artifacts are in 2 of these. We can create either a monstrous almanac or a heirloom here to pass down the line. We do have that will for this character, so that may be worth it, but I do not know where on earth we'll get that many outlandish artifacts, especially since we kind of keep using them up. Maybe I should start hoarding things. I just don't want to have to fill up space. I suppose outlandish artifacts don't count against our hull capacity. Our hold capacity, rather. Okay, well, I think we will spend the night in our lodgings. It will cost a little bit, but it'll also hopefully reduce our terror quite a bit. Yeah, 15 terror gone. And we've gotten rid of our yearning, burning menace. Not sure exactly what that means. I know it's related to the Dawn Machine in some way, the Grand Geode. But at least we've dropped that down to 0, and we've gained 2 restful nights. So I'm going to check a new recruit. I think 8 is probably a good number to set off on. It'll give us a few spare to lose. Ooh, and we have a new officer to recruit as well. I am actually going to pick up that officer because, if I remember correctly, he reduces our fuel usage. Yeah, he increases our fuel efficiency. So I'm absolutely going to pick him up. He's going to be a little expensive here, but he will be somebody that we pick up and immediately equip. We've got lots and lots of officers But luckily, they don't need to be equipped in order to complete their storylines. Let's speak to him, see if we can talk to him about anything. It doesn't look like we have to use anything else other than supplies, but since supplies are not super cheap here, and we have spent quite a bit of money picking him up, we'll just leave him for now. Let's set off then. So I believe Lower Barnett is up here. We can head up here. We can probably pass by Hunter's Keep. And then... Oh, we're already getting terror events out here. No. No, I don't want to start dealing with terror just quite yet. We have just left the dock here. So we'll go check on Hunter's Keep, and then we will submerge to Low Barnett, which I believe is, yeah, right there up on our northwest, just about west now. Sadly, by switching out our engineer to the tireless mechanic, we no longer have that 100 plus 100 engine boost, which does mean we use less fuel per second, but it's equivalent to the same amount of fuel used up over an area. So that's okay. We'll just grab the port report. It doesn't look like the sisters are out. I think that's because we are just out of Fallen London, so we don't have something awaits us here. But that's fine. So let's set off again, and we will instantly... Oh, we can't submerge yet. Okay, there we go. We'll instantly submerge so we can get to Low Barnett. We haven't spent too much time on the Z floor. We've kind of just done it where we've known there have been harbors or undersea items, creatures of some sort. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so you're telling me that the Admiralty has banned under Untersee travel, but there's this city right outside of it? No way. Not a chance, right? Well, we've made it there. So Low Barnett. A sunken church with docking ports. Sediment has built up against the lower walls and long ago choked neglected crypts and crooked tombstones. The interior is sealed, yet the deep peals of the tower's bell can be felt even through a submarine hull. So let's go deliver the parson here. He presses close to a porthole as you dock. Low Barnett, he murmurs. The gate to the deeps. Whoa. Okay. Call to worship. You hear tales here from distant trenches of the Untersee, and some of them might even be true. But the strangest ones are jealously guarded. Light from the dock glints in his eye. Hidden mysteries and pliant listeners. He glances at you, then gathers his luggage. Won't you join me below for a while? An explorer could learn much of value here. Okay. Okay, then. This seems very... very suspect. We can explore the church. We can trade stories with the congregation. Oh, I see. We can raise something called Storyteller up to 7. I think this gives the port report, probably. We can witness a contest of stories. Discuss with the wandering parson, the bell tower. Is the bell tower ringing from Fallen London, or is it in Low Barnett? I think it's in Low Barnett, judging by the description of it. We've also seen quite a few places with Blemigan stuff here, but we've got a Blemigan Gallivanter, which isn't what it wants. It wants a docile Blemigan. I'm not sure what that's all about. I think we need to find that mushroom, the fungus island, and see what's up there. Our Blemigan doesn't want to be seen there if we do end up finding it, at least if the same is to be said from the last couple of playthroughs we've had with him. He just did not want to go ashore while we were on the Blemigan Island. So I wonder what the deal with them is. Either way, I think we will go gather the port report here. Explore the church. What goes on here? what brings its congregation together. Submarine services. There is no pulpit. The organ has bent, broken pipes. But Low Barnet is still a house of worship of a sort. Groups of zailors gather in the aisles. The choir benches are clean, and face a makeshift stage. Lantern-eyed fish pass behind colorful windows of stained glass. The door to the bell tower is guarded by 2 burly vergers. The tridents are a nice touch. Interesting. So let's witness a contest of stories. I think we can do that only because we don't have any story contest. Oh, no, only because we don't have any story contest. It is different from being a storyteller. Let's go witness a contest of stories. The segregation is gathered before the altar. A sermon, but there seem to be 2 preachers. A competition is in progress. A voluble visitor tells of the Sideways Regiment, a plunderous legion of trained crabs. First they present a mighty collective shell, then comes the onslaught of 1,000 nippers, why I only escaped thanks to a timely cloud of ink from my squid, which I befriended for precisely such an occasion. The unlikely story wins the acclaim of the congregation. Whilst her rival slumps disappointed, the visitor waves her top hat and processes to the bell tower. Its doors close behind her. What on earth? Okay, so let's ask about the competition here. Hopefully this won't lock us out of any of the other choices, because I do want to figure out what the heck is going on. But what kind of contest is won by nonsensical lies about crabs? A regular listener. You approach an apprehensive seaman who is staring into the distance, perhaps imagining marching ranks of crustaceans. You ask what happened here. The competition. The best story wins. Captain says it's all in the delivery, but you need a fine yarn to spin, too. When you inquire about the winner's reward, his gaze turns wistful. If they're lucky, they get taken up. Wish I had a story to tell. I guess we can just try to check into the bell tower here. What's in there? Wild riches or just a good buffet? Not on the list. 2 surly vergers block your approach to the door. One points back at the congregation. Only winners allowed, he grunts. Next one's soon. Okay, so we can't get in there without winning the competition, it looks like, because they're guardsmen. So I guess we'll go about our business. I wonder, when they say taken up, do they mean to the surface? Because we've got a submarine, and if we can monetize that option, ooh boy, we are right next to Fallen London. So we can, the only option left to us is to go about our business. The congregation is breaking up for now. Chimes. A few souls linger, gazing at the closed door of the bell tower. You've just turned away when you hear the sonorous bong of the bell within. Its peals repeat every few seconds before becoming abruptly muffled and finally silent. An excited murmur runs through the congregation. Although you keep an eye on the bell tower door, the winner does not emerge. Okay, so they are getting sent up somewhere. Maybe to the surface. There isn't a visible rise up in the surface of the Z from Low Barnet, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe they're getting transported somewhere else, or perhaps somewhere sinister. I suppose we've got the possibility to trade some stories here. That's the only one we've got available to us. Oh, we should check out the shop here. Ooh, interesting. So they trade for fuel and supplies, but they trade in Tales of Terror and what are those? Memories of Distant Shores, both of which are generally not used for too much. I think the only other place that uses them is, I want to say, Wither, that I've seen weird trades like this, and maybe a few of the further locations that I'm not super familiar with in my mind. But I will write down the economy here. So we are in Low Barnet. We need to write down our fuel, which is bought with 2 Tales of Terror and sold for none as per standard. And then supplies, which are actually fairly expensive. 3 Memories of Distant Shores. And again, sold for nothing. I want to start abbreviating my undersea economy page here, but considering the number of possible options, it'll get really confusing if I do. But sure, we'll trade some stories here. I hope they can accept... Actually, no, we got plenty of memories of distant shores, so I hope that'll be what we can trade with. Trade stories with the congregation. Your appearance and bearing attract attention. They are eager for new tales. Oh. Okay. So we need port reports here. Yeah, we need port reports here in order to share them with the congregation. Interesting. I thought they would be Tales of Terror or something like that. Sadly, we don't have anything because we just set out from Fallen London where we just traded them all in. I wonder if this is a beneficial trade solution, because it's really not... Like, what we get for the port reports is both echo and fuel, both of which are really important to get. Maybe we'll save some from locations that are... I was about to say we'll save some from locations that are worthless to the Admiralty, like the Circaean Canal? Yeah, the very close location that gates to the surface. But it looks like these are all underwater locations. Curious. Okay. Well, we'll just ignore that then. I think we'll just set back out. We don't have anything else we can do here, so we'll just leave. A burst of viric radiance. Over the next hour, the vegetables in your galley sprout leafy frondular growths. Terror 50, hunger... Terror 5, hunger 50. That's new. I don't like that at all. And I also don't want to... Well... Should I spend time underwater? I don't know. I think that's probably a bad idea. We don't know too much about the underwater stuff yet. And our ship is not what I'd call particularly sturdy. We'll care to the above water areas here. Turn our light off. Oh, it's just a steam pinnace here. You can definitely take those down. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. No, no, cancel, cancel. Ah! Okay. I had meant to turn on our lights there, but unfortunately I pressed the button to surface and desurface, so we'll spend the time doing that again. Hopefully that ship won't pop up behind us and blow us to smithereens as we're coming up. Okay, gotta be a little more careful here. I'll just ignore that ship. It's got an advantageous position on us, and it's no longer in front of us where we're going. Crawling stars. The lookout shouts far above. The false stars on the cavern roof are shifting. A rare and ominous event. Okay, let's see what the stars tell us. Bad as lucky. We've lost some terror. Sweet. We've been doing pretty well on those specific luck rolls. Not all of them, but those ones specifically we've been doing all right on. We'll stop off at Venderbite. I wonder if Tanacho, or maybe that's something more than... I think it's Tanachuk. I wonder if that's an underwater location. Looks like it could be an undersea dock. But we made it to Venderbite. Oh, here we go. A weak call for help. An emaciated man is slumped against a wall of docks, sitting on a huge crate. He waves weakly at you. Let's go see what he has to say. Oh, thank God, the dogged apprentice gasps. I don't know how long I've been here. It's been days, weeks since I ran out of money. I've got to get back to Rosegate beneath the waves. His crate rumbles beneath him. Please help me. If you had anything I could eat. Sure, we'll feed him up here. We've got a decent amount of supplies. I don't know where Rosegate is yet, but we can certainly head there. So we'll not only take him to Rosegate, we will feed him too. Evidently, we only have the options to take him to Rosegate. We don't have the option to back out at this point. So let's get that marked down then. We are taking the Dogged Apprentice to Rosegate. Okay. He's clearly weak with hunger. You can spare a little sustenance. Thank you, thank you. The Dogged Apprentice springs up to embrace you, but collapses onto the dock. After seeing him to a bunk, you check and double-check that your crew has securely stored away his rumbling crate. We don't know what it is, but it sure is moving. So we can reduce our terror. We definitely won't for 50 echo, though. We can explore Vendor Bite, which probably, judging by the fact that the Poissonnier is showing up here, will probably just bring us back to that restaurant. Visit the first curator. Do we have anything in our hold that may give it to him? We have moves in the Great Games, but sadly these are not the Apossian chess pieces that they were talking about in Port Cecil. I suppose we may as well check. Oops, may as well check on him. Doesn't cost us anything here. Yeah, nothing for now. So we can gather the port report, pretty standard. And we could do this if we had plenty of supplies. Sadly, we do not have 12 supplies, and that is quite a few spaces of cargo to fill up with tomb colonists who will presumably only be able to offload in their destinations. So that'll be done probably, hopefully, when we get a bigger ship. So I guess we can just explore Vendor Bite. We don't have anything to sell. Yeah, it looks like we've just returned to the Vengeance of Jonah, the restaurant here. Don't want to spend money on food. We don't have that much terror to begin with, so spending 60 echo to reduce it would be pointless. Let's get ourselves going up to Wither. So we're heading up to Wither so that Maybe's daughter can search for her mother there, I believe. That is one of the locations that Maybe has mentioned her mother may be at. There we go. Take care of them. Shall we gather them for food? Our hunger's not great, but I don't know if it will give us supplies or just refill our hunger. Maybe it's a 50-50 as well. I think we'll reduce the terror. That's fine. It's not too much, but it also reduces our terror just a little bit. And we do want to set out to the Deep Z. Here, I don't want to return right back to Fallen London if I can avoid it. I suppose I don't need to really run with our lights on here other than to reduce terror. But again, as I said, our terror is not very high up. Well, do I? Okay, definitely not now because there's an iceberg. Or a lifeberg, I think they are. Right to our east. I do not want to tangle with them. They've got lots and lots of health that we cannot deal with at the moment. Did he see us? We're out of their range, surely. I suppose having our lights on while we're in the light is kind of redundant, too. Okay, we have made it back to Wither. A lifeberg to our north. We're not going to be messing with you. Fret not. Alrighty. The House of the Question. We can do stuff here again. Gaining Storm's attention. Don't need that. We can ask about the drowned man for 100 echo. I can't remember whether we did this last time. And whether they told us anything about it. I don't think we did. And I, again, don't think we have enough echo to justify doing that. We'll just check out Wither here. We've got a very low chance of success, which makes sense, considering this is just one of many, many locations that her mother could be. I assume this will be like the other challenge that we got from the Blind Bruisers master who was looking for his daughter, where it'll go up in percentage every time we check a location. Suppose we could always win this 2% chance of success here, but who knows? It doesn't look like, yeah, it doesn't look like any of our skills impact this, so it is just going to go up as we clear locations. So let's help Maybe's daughter search for her mother. I don't know why anyone would come here, but she does. Something about questions. The daughter shivers. You know, she asks people about love all the time and writes down the answers in her nasty little book. Love. The daughter's mouth twists. She's a little salty. I guess it kind of makes sense. From what I recall, her father was a fairly loving royalty of some kind, like a baron or something. I wonder why she's so disdainful of her mother, yet she's looking for her. Very strange. All right, nothing. I have been asking questions for 3 hours, and every time I ask a question, they reply with a question, and I think I might. Well, I might, but I didn't. I just picked their pockets. I think that's entirely reasonable under the circumstances, don't you? Here's your share. Let's go and look somewhere else. Okay. Well, we gained 25 echo for our trouble. Oh, and we gained some muter salt, actually, as well. I'm absolutely going to use that muter salt. I forget who it was who wants muter salt to talk to us. Is it... Carnelian Exile wants a Searing Enigma. And we actually have 2 of them now, so we have 1 to spare should we want to talk to her. Irrepressible Cannoneer, right, wants the torpedo components and then lots of supplies and fuel. Who was it that wanted just muter salt? Ah, the campaigner. And I believe also probably the bandaged poissonnier. Yes, he wanted muter salt as well as a strange catch, so we won't be able to take that option here. The doctor... Right, this is the haunted doctor. We can apparently turn him into other doctors. Or maybe those are other characters. But he just wants supplies. I think it was just the first officer here, the Carnelian Exile. No, sorry, the campaigner that wanted just the muter salt. And I think we'll go for that option. So let's invite her to dine. We'll use up a supply, but that's okay. We've been waiting for this conversation for a long time. So let's invite her to dine with us. For a light meal of sea lily soup and whale cheese, with a glass of surface cordial. The brisk campaigner's tastes are expensive. The muter salt ensures that the conversation waits until after dinner coffee. A certain reserve. Medicines, practice, techniques, knowledge. I'm at Z to learn. It's not as if I don't mean to be discourteous, but you don't pay well, not compared to the Empress. To learn then, and there is a particular urgency. But here she checks herself. It's unusual to see her discomposed, but she is. She searches for words, reconsiders what she has to say, and leaves shortly thereafter. But she smiles and claps you on the shoulder as she passes. Interesting. So she wishes to learn medicine? Yeah. She listens to learn mostly medicine, maybe some forbidden knowledge or practice or technique. Unsure. She should clearly talk to our Clad then, the mistress of uncertain cuttings and practices. Oh, we actually gained some hearts from that conversation as well. Interesting. And apparently we have cracked the brisk campaigner's reserve. Curious. Well, we have checked out Wither, so we can cross that location off our list here for Maybe's daughter. Still a lot of other locations to go, a few of which we have seen. Port Carnelian, Isle of Cats, and many that we have not. Irem, Chelinet, Khan's Shadow, and Naples. Hopefully we'll catch up to her mother before Naples, because going to the surface is going to be a very big investment. Just on the fuel costs alone. I think it takes 22 fuel to get to the surface. So it'll be a time. I think that's all we've got to do in Wither. Could buy more muter salt. In the event that we get a strange catch, we'd be able to use that to talk to our chef, see what more about him there is. I think we will. It only takes up 1 cargo space, so we've got plenty of cargo since we don't have to haul that Sphinx stone anymore. So let's go grab 1 Muter Salt for a Z story. Wow, do we really not have that many Z stories? I thought we had a ton. Oh, Z stories, right. We only had 9. I was thinking of the Memories of Distant Shores, for which we had 14. But still, I think that's a fair trade. 5 Z stories for that Muter Salt should be a fine enough trade should we ever happen upon another strange catch, which we have been getting by shooting down jellyfishes, I believe, or jelly shroom, something like that. Jelly fleurs? I don't know. The jellyfish looking creatures. So if we ever find another one of those, we'll try to take it down so we can see if we can get another strange catch and have a conversation with our chef, perhaps at sea. But I think that's everything we can do in Wither that we're done for. We'll head on to Codex. We haven't checked out anything above Codex, apparently. Maybe because there are icebergs all over the place there. This one's headed in our direction. Does he see us? Maybe his... Oh yeah, his reticle's out of our field of view. Is he going to attack us? No. Okay, he's lost us here. It's a good thing I didn't crash into that rock. I was subtly inching towards it because I was worried about that iceberg. We are good. We also now have a damp request. We could finally approach a drowny in Codex. So we've heard about drownies before. Evidently, there's something to do with underwater creatures. I'm not sure if they're a people, like a location of humans, and they just identify as drownies, or if they are actually some sort of non-human entity. Could be either. I'm pretty sure it is the latter. Let's see here. Agree to a damp request. Seeing your ship, a drowny approaches with purpose. After a soggy exchange, it seems he seeks passage to the Untersee spire of Scrimshander. Let's go talk to him. A deal is struck. Few return from Scrimshander, not because of the danger, but because of the cost of leaving. Still, your guest promises compensation to cover the trip and your safe departure afterwards. How generous. So we now have a monastic drowny. Apparently headed for Scrimshander, which is another place we have not been to. I wonder what the cost of leaving is talking about. I wonder. Never heard of it before, so it could be something completely unrelated. I don't know. I don't know. Anything else to do on Codex other than compile this port report? We could get the doomed monster hunter. Presumably that's another officer here with a Searing Enigma. But our Carnelian Exile also wants to use that. And we only got 2, and I don't want to use them all up out of the blue. I'm not sure. First officer got a 4th that can compete with my dinner plates. Yeah, there's a few interestingly proportioned characters in this game. Like this guy's got, like he's bald, but dang, his head goes out there. I think we'll just compile the port report here. I don't think we'll pick up this doomed monster hunter. It doesn't say that she's an officer either. Well, Yes, that haunted doctor does indeed have big brain. He think real good. He is a doctor. Makes sense. But I think we'll leave the doomed monster hunter here. We can let her sit there for a little. If we find excess searing enigmas, then perhaps we'll see if we can pick her up. But for now, we'll just leave her. So do we know where any of these other locations are? The underwater locations don't have... Oh, no, they do have locations on them once we've finally been there. So once we went to Rack, we got a location marker. Then that means that we haven't visited this location up here. That's presumably an underwater location. This location is an underwater location down from Mount Palmerston. And the Ragged Crow is just surrounded by that tyrant moth. So I don't even know if there's a dock there. I just did not want to tangle with that thing. Okay, well, I think we'll take kind of an odd route. We'll head up here just to see to clear a little bit of this out, hopefully without running into any lifebergs. Then we'll head over, maybe see if we can sneak through to the Ragged Crow. If we get noticed, we'll just burn some fuel and get out of there. We'll head over here across to Mount Palmerston. That way we can clear out this empty segment of map, as well as fuel up at Mount Palmerston, where the fuel is cheap because it is connected to hell. So let's make that our plan. Oh, Lifeberg doing Lifeberg things. Okay, he turned around. We're good. Discovered Puckeridge's Lookout. We are not going to sail out blindly into the north of the map again. Last captain we did that with got sent way, way, way away. Like, super duper far away. Drained our food and fuel, our supplies and fuel. Gave us plenty of terror while eating some of our crew. We're not exactly sure how we got there. We're headed this way. Oh, we're actually clearing out some of the north side of the map here. Evidently, we're close enough to that. I am totally happy with that. I just don't want to sail off of it necessarily. We'll take this tricksy route between two icebergs, presumably. Okay, now let's see if we can stumble back down to the Ragged Crow here. Surrounded by a lot of fog, it looks like. There's that tyrant moth. The Ragged Crow itself is a lighthouse. Doesn't look like there's anywhere to dock on it. Okay, well, at least we cleared out that area of the map. Oh. So we can use... So blue light, burning blue, a hiss of horror from the lookout. The glim lamp at the front of the ship is sputtering and arcing, fizzing with blue light. Even as you watch, the blue fades, but it's not a good omen. We could use up a Z story to normalize that, or we could just go for a hearts check. We've got a pretty good chance on the hearts check, so I think I'll just do that. Yeah, there we go. Succeeded. Light meets dark. The darkness underneath is more than the absence of light. It's a physical presence which distorts the shape of the world. Your light melts the darkness, restores sanity to the world. You explain something of this to your zailors. It's not the first time they've heard it, but they seem slightly less nervous. Okay. Successfully done that. I will turn our torch back on as soon as we get out of the lamplight there. Looks like... So I guess the snow was not actually tyrant moth scales or wings, whatever. Previously I thought it was, but it seems like it's definitely not in that location here. Whoa, what is that? What is that ship? I've got no clue. Our ship is also having a hard time sailing in this direction. We are hardly moving. We're going at full steam. Oh, hold up. No, we're not. Snow sweeps down from the north. The ship's engines labor. I see. Okay, so we are only at a single speed here because our ship's engines are being waylaid by the snow. I'll sail north around it, I guess? It says it was coming down from the north, but... Whoa, who saw me? Okay, I think it was that ship below us. Here we go. We can sail around the north of Mount Palmerston. Palmerston. There we go. And we've got the ability to get our engines back to full power. So we've at least mapped out the area around Mount Palmerston. If not the far north of the map there. Luminescent beasts like eyeless dolphins play in your wake? Wow, that is morbid. Maybe not morbid, maybe just a little terrifying. Okay, but we have reached Mount Palmerston. Palmerston. Well, first let's go up to the crater. We'll have another cup with the wistful Devilus. Everything pretty standard here. We could give our soul to her, but we have no idea what that means. We've given her crates of human souls before, and she's kind of eaten it. I'm not sure. She's very polite. She's very kind. But sadly, I think I will place that as a refusal. I think I will refuse that tactfully. You do not, at the moment, feel that the Devilus needs any more human souls. I'm terribly sorry. A tearful nod. I understand it's a little indelicate, but I've had so few human friends. Sorry if I'm tactless sometimes. Sit with me a while. Let's just talk. Oh, and I have this hamper of honey fungus that your cook might find a use for. Okay. Got some supplies from that. Well, I'm terribly sorry. I do feel bad about refusing to give you my soul, but I'm afraid that it's just a little spooky to me. I do say. Let's go see what this veiled woman has for us. A middle-aged woman in a veiled hat is staring at you, waiting for you to notice and listen to her. The imperious sister's tale. She begins commandingly, as though you had met at a salon in London, as though there were no burning mountain at her back, and as though you were socially just a little her inferior. Thank goodness, someone who might help me, she says. I've been searching everywhere. My brother is troubled, you see, troubled by some past difficulties. I came to Mount Palmerston because I thought possibly they had his soul. She drops her words to a whisper on the last words. She drops her voice to a whisper on the last words. But it isn't here, and now there's something else I must try, and you must have, and you have a Zubmarine. Interesting. Receiving a commission from the Imperious Sister. The woman is no longer exactly youthful, but she speaks passionately from under her veil. Perhaps she has studied heroines on the stage. I need help to be reconciled with my dear brother. Sure, why not? It looks like it's in Rack, judging by the picture, and we know where that is, so we can absolutely deliver her there. Listen to what she wants. She is very urgent to speak with you. She has a brother who is dear to her, a sensitive soul, very reserved. He used to work for the Admiralty. Something happened to distress him there. When I asked him about it, he said I had enough to worry about with my own concerns. My husband was ill at the time, but I could help him if he would only permit me to know his troubles. For, you know, she puts a hand on her heart, bearing one another's burdens is what makes us truly good. She tells you that you need to go to Igel, the city of regrets. Find her brother's regret and return it to her. She will pay, gladly. Hold on a minute, she's not coming with us? And we're not going to Rack? Okay, well, we now have a mission to go to Eigel for the Imperious Sister. And apparently she's not coming with us. So where is Eigel? No, wait. This is Eigel. Rack is the underwater city made out of a bunch of ships that are tied together. Okay, so we also know where this one is. And I guess we have to return to here, Mount Palmerston, to deliver the quest. Since she doesn't seem to want to come with us. We'll go pick up a port report here. And I think set off. Oh man, do I want to use my Searing Enigma here? Or is it the Searing? What is it? Yeah, it is Searing Enigma. Not now, but that is mostly because of supplies and not the fact that it's using up the Searing Enigma. I have one to spare. So I think since I have one to spare, I will use one up on our Carnelian exile here. And I will ask her to dine while removing her glasses here. Because both options evidently require the Searing Enigma. I feel like this should require it and this should not. Since you're not asking her to remove her glasses. But... oh well. We'll do that when we have access to cheap supplies or have just more of it. I think that's all we can do at Mount Palmerston. Let's go check out this underwater location down there. Let's go see what's going on over there, and then we can... I suppose we'll cling to the edge of the explored map that we're currently at. Yeah, here we go. It'll probably just be empty Z. But at least we'll know that it's empty Z. And I wonder if the underwater, like... I want to call them textures, but they're more than that. Underwater art actually reflects something different under the water. I suppose it looks like the cavern's entrance over here, for whatever this is, must be what's underwater, the port there. So let's go dive as soon as we get out here, let's say. An obstruction prevents you from diving. Okay, so it does actually mean something. Let's go dive here. Yeah, there we go. So let's figure out what the heck this place is. Antha, apparently. Let's go see what Antha is. Oops. Okay, a little bit of a ding. Antha, they call it the City of Flowers, but the flowers are crystals, spiral matrices grown on the walls of the Anthean caves. The inhabitants of Antha are at least partly crystal too. They call it going sharp, becoming more perfect and clearer and colder. Curious. So we can study the chambers of Antha, wander where you can, gain a preliminary understanding of the place, but we can't yet... yeah, we can't yet get that port report until we do this. So let's go check this out. Those who go sharp. The inhabitants of Antha go sharp, not all at once, but piece by piece. They turn to crystal. They sort themselves by sharpness, too. The sharp-handed cluster with others of their kind, ignoring the keen-footed and the brittle-waisted. To progress through Antha is to take on more and more of these attributes to enter the deeper chambers restricted by sharp style. Choose which chambers you would most like to discover. The Antheans speak of a woman named Rosina, dying of a curious disease and sequestered among the sharp-spleened. Curious. So we don't have sharpness of spleen, which we'll need to get to her. Altering myself to be a crystal person? Not super appealing, I'm going to admit. I'm not 100% into that. I think I'll just grab a port report here. And we'll call it that. Let's gather a port report on Antha. The Admiralty will want stories of this place. Rumors and extrapolations. The access to Antha is restricted by type of sharpness. Those who are sharp in the ears do not necessarily mingle with the sharp-tongued. As for the inhabitants who are sharp throughout their full bodies, they don't circulate much. There is said to be a cavern, broad and shallow-floored, where the perfectly sharp grow old together. They aren't capable of anyone else's company anymore. At least that's what you're told, and you can hardly go and ask. At any rate, they are more like growing crystals than like people, slowly expanding and bonding with the rock. Curious. Okay, well, we do know that Antha is here. Ooh, look at this. It's got a market. Of course it's got a market. It's one of the undersea locations. I think every single one of them that we've been to has had an interesting sort of market. So let's list everything down here. We can sell a casket of sapphires for 95 Echo. We are in Antha, which I think is a bit of a price hike from Port Carnelian, where you can buy sapphires. These ones are only sold for 95 Echo. But I think they are purchased for like 65 Echo from Port Carnelian. We'll have to go down and double check there. That is one of the locations we have to check for our for Maybe's daughters. Maybe's daughter, rather. Curious. Oh, apparently we can buy Scintilic for Muture Salt. Interesting. Purchased for 1 Muture Salt. And sold for nothing. We can get fuel pretty cheap as outside Fallen London areas go. Not cheaper than... Ah, shoot, you know what? We forgot to buy fuel at Mount Palmerston. Ah, well, what the heck. But it is not too bad here to buy fuel at only 12 Echo. Sells for 3. Supplies are a little worse off. We're about halfway between Fallen London prices and exterior Fallen London prices at 25. But at least it is a cheaper option than it usually is, which is 40. 30 or 40. And then the ambiguous Eelith. Can be purchased for 30 Echo. I think this is probably the cheapest price we've seen ambiguous Eelith at. Or maybe that's just on par. I can't quite remember. And sold for nothing. I'm just gonna take an actual look at this. Because we have come across a few places before where we can buy ambiguous Eelith, but pretty sure we come across places where we can buy ambiguous Eelith. Maybe we could just sell ambiguous Eelith. No, Mount Palmerston. You can get ambiguous Eelith at 35, so this is a little bit cheaper there. And it sells nowhere. Doesn't sell in Fallen London, that's for certain. Looking at their economy. Does it sell in Port Carnelian? That's another pretty good trading location. No, it doesn't. Interesting. Well, if we ever need it, we know where to find it. At least. But at least they have a decent market. I don't think we'll do anything else here. I have not yet gone sharp. As far as I know. Have I gone sharp? Presumably that would be in journal? Yeah, we've just checked the outermost chambers here. So I think we're okay. Ah, yes, do hat. That was where we had to go for the song. Did we actually write that down? Yes, we did. So I think that's all we can do here at Antha. We will set off and immediately surface as soon as we can. I don't know if traveling underwater takes up more fuel. I know that it has this oxygen bar here. Since I don't know the terrors, or rather the enemies of the underwater nearly as well as I know them for the surface, I'm going to avoid tangling with them as much as possible. Why is there a big black square here? The world is webbed with invisible lines. You've crossed one, tighten them, and it would split like a fruit. Still not sure what that one's about. We've had that happen a few times in this location, but we don't know from what. Oops. Okay, there we go. Uh-oh. Does it know we're here? Oh, yeah, it knows we're here. Alright, blow it to smithereens. Quickly now. Quickly. Woohoo! I got a little close. Alrighty. Let's go pick it up. Hopefully we get a strange catch. Nope, we got supplies. That's also okay. Unfortunately, we are now at an equivalent amount of fuel as we are in supplies, which is generally not what we should be doing. We've been keeping it at like about a 3 to 2-ish relationship. So if we had like 20 fuel, we'd keep around 13-ish, 13, 14 food. Maybe we need to up that to 2 to 1 because we are going through fuel much more quickly than we are supplies. I don't think we've really gotten low on supplies while we had fuel around. Then again, fuel's also cheaper out on the Z if we need to buy it. So, who knows? Okay, well, evidently we can't. Oh, so maybe that's what the webbed with invisible lines thing is all about. Maybe there's something under the water there that's preventing us from docking or preventing us from submerging. Because I did again hit that button by accident, but luckily didn't actually submerge us. Oh, and it looks like this dock station is just another ship. So where can we head from here? We could head back and clear out this cross of non-information. I think that's what we might end up doing. Let's see. Igel is all the way down here. So if we head back this way, head across to Guiders more in this black space here. Yeah. I think that is an adequate path. Let our terror increase here at the cost of fuel supply. I do want to keep our fuel consumption as low as possible since we are moving from place to place. None of them have had... Well, they've had okay fuel trays. We forgot to stock up in Mount Palmerston, which is why we're in this situation. But... I think we should be okay. We'll just trade a little bit of terror for it. Lots of empty space. Yeah, Demuse Gate stuff. There's Demuse Island to our west, but it's a little far out of our way, so we'll just leave it untouched. Turn on our lights so that we can investigate whatever we find here. Of which there just really seems to be a whole lot of ocean, not much else. I'm going to carve over to the left here, because that's where our map is unexplored. Sawlines still probably doesn't have much there. Suppose we could grab a port report from it since we're already so close. Maybe we head over to Rack? Do they have fuel there? I can't quite remember. Want to find some place with fuel. Ooh, there is a Jilly Fleur here. Oh, Texas. Okay, lights on. Back up. Keep backing it up. Just back it right the way up. Okay. Go grab it up. Supplies. No strange catch for us. So I guess that is just a game of chance here. Okay, Wilbur's Abyss we found. Maybe it is just a game of chance whether or not we pick up a strange catch from it. Or maybe there's a specific type of Jilly Fleur that drops those. That's basically all of that area filled out. Do we have to go to Rack for anything? Hold on a moment. Let me double check our chart here. No, it doesn't look like we've got anything to do in Rack. That is the place that is low on supply. Double checking the economy. Yeah, supplies are very low there. We can actually sell them at a profit if we buy a whole bunch from Fallen London, but the fuel prices are outside of Fallen London standard. 20 Echo to buy. So I think we won't head out that way. We'll head over to Guider's Mourn. That will be, I believe that's the Pirate Spire, if I recall correctly. Turn off our lamp here. Do we want to stop off there? Could get a whole bunch of illicit goods to deal with, but can't get the port report without risking some of our crew. So it wouldn't be a sure thing. Whoa. A crack pirate. That's not good. Crack is bad, kids. Don't do it. Yeah, I think we've lost it, though. Have we? Yes, he is just turning around. There's a ship to the south of us, so I'll kind of head more in an easternly direction here. Ooh. Ooh, does he see us? Maybe. Yes, he does. Or we gotta make moves. He's got a reasonable amount of health. We could deal with him if we were in a more advantageous position, but he has the jump on us, unfortunately. So I'm going to try to loop around this rock here and try to lose him. Or at the very least, loop around this rock to get an official position on him. Nope, looks like he stopped there. And he can't quite figure out how to sail around that rock either. So I think we're in the all clear. Oops, that's the one. Okay. Shepherds wash the salty hinterlands of London, home to hermits, nuns, and shadowy business. And that's the Sea of Lilies to our east. Oh yeah, we can get these guys for sure. Come on, let us deal with you. You I could take on. Absolutely, especially if you turn like that. Anything good for us? Fuel. Oh my goodness, whoa, we're way low on fuel. Okay, fantastic thing that we picked up the fuel then. Wow. Yeah, we gotta make for some location here. Eigels, we're actually a little east of Eigel, so I think we'll hit the Shepherd Isles and then Abbey Rock. Then clear out this area to get to Eigel. Hopefully one of those locations here will have some fuel on us, for us on the cheap. see, the Shepherd Isles dock location is right here. Perfect. We can ask about one of the different options. I think we asked about the 3 graves last time. I guess those are just the options for the port reports. Interesting. Oh, we can have a picnic at the Standing Stones to reduce some more terror. It's only 52, though, and it uses up our something awaits us, sadly. Oh no, and it's not actually the port report that this gets either. Okay, so this does not take up our something awaits us. Only these do. So we talked about the 3 graves before. They were the folks who fought a giant crab or something? Or maybe they were chasing a giant crab and they did it poorly. And therefore, I think they weren't allowed to be buried at sea, something like that, due to their tradition. Not sure how that one worked out. But all I do remember was that there was supposedly a giant crab same size as Fallen London, which we could have turned in possibly as fact to the Admiralty, which we didn't. I think this time we are going to ask about the Standing Stones. They're happy to talk about the local sites. The bearded villagers are happy to talk about the local sites. Well, site. A long way from home. Many heard of the pillared sea where Irem lies. Wise man from Irem came here, 80 years ago. He planted 3 pillars. They were as big as fingers when I was young. Now they're as you see them. In my son's time, they'll be big as dock cranes. Interesting. So he planted growing pillars. How curious. We gained a memory of distant shores for it. And now we no longer have anything else to do here. Fuel prices are still expensive in this location. If we can make it to Eigel, pretty sure we can get fuel at a cheap price, because Eigel has sort of equivalent to Fallen London prices for the fuel, from what I remember. If we double check the economy here, I'm pretty sure that will match up. Yeah, fuel for 12 Echo, supplies for 23, and we're good on supplies so far, and we can get them for cheaper in Port Carnelian, which we're heading to. Okay. So we'll leave these guys behind. We'll head over to the Abbey. Lights off. Will we head over to the Abbey? Yeah, we will. We'll head over to the Abbey so we can adventure as to what is south of them. Try to stay in this lighthouse light for as long as possible, which won't be very long at all. And there it goes. Abbey Rock with the very crotchety nuns. Ooh, and something below the surface here. Yep, he does not know we're here. And boy, is he made out of food. Yes, we will butcher it. Oh, he just gave us a little hunger back, and we had very, very little hunger as well. Oh well. It will have at least reduced our terror quite a bit. I think we determined that it's like a 10 terror drop every time we kill something, which is just fantastic. There we go. We've got a something awaits us back. So we've got Abbey Rock. They'll buy our supplies for 20 echoes. We got the unimportant port report. We could give our news here. Not sure if they'd give us anything. Whoa. Oh, we can actually also arrange for the Adventurers' death. If you'll recall, she asked us last time. She knew that she was going to die, but she didn't want to die in an unfortunate way, getting shot by a pirate or, you know, just drowning at sea, something like that. Something unfortunate like that. She wanted to die in a blaze of glory. And the nuns here, well, they're basically battle ninjas. Actually, let's go watch the convent, since it probably won't take up this doesn't use our something awaits us. Let's go watch the convent so it'll give us a description. Oh, this is different. Okay, so usually we just see them fighting aboard the atop the roofs and stuff here, but we've actually got something different here. Exotic refuse. The convent is silent. A few lights prick its bulk. Bells sound at the times of prayer. You're almost ready to give up when a side door opens. 4 nuns march out carrying something wrapped in a blanket and fling it into the sea. You creep down to examine it. It was likely unidentifiable, even before the nuns used it for weapon practice. Now it leaks fluid from a dozen puncture wounds, but it smells of the Z. So we got a strange catch from that. Sweet. Let's give them some news. So hopefully they'll be happier with us. It actually gave us some tear down. Brief attention. The muscular prioress, the abbess's lieutenant, comes to the door to listen. She nods and makes notes. She pays particular attention to the news of marsh beast predations and the traffic of the rooftops. In return, she offers a rather perfunctory blessing, but a blessing reassures you. Blessing reassures your crew. Okay, I think we will send our adventuress here to the sisters, because the sisters can die. The sisters are basically a military institution, and I think this is a good place to... I don't know if there are multiple options that we can send the adventuress to die in, but I think that this would be a good place for her. So let's ask the sisters to arrange the adventuress's death. She wants to die gloriously. They look like the kind of people who can help. Is she just going to fight them to the death? She might. It's not particularly... I mean, it is technically a blaze of glory, but it's not particularly, or goal-oriented. Still, I will fulfill your request, my faithful officer. Or not. We won't fight you. Not to the death. That's not really us. But we can bring you something that will end you, an old adversary of ours. Be sure it will end you, but fight hard and you might wound it. That wound will remain as long as it does, which may be forever. And one day, it may take that wound into the sky. Sound good? We'll need something to lure him. Bring us, appropriate texts. Yes, I'm serious. Bring 5 units of romantic literature to Abbey Rock. You can find it at the Connate. Wow. Okay, then. That was not where I expected that to go. Though that is something. So, we've got to get to the Connate to get romantic literature. Five times romantic literature. And we need to bring that to Abbey Rock. Okay, well. That's the option here. What kind of beast could be conjured with these racy volumes? Yeah, I know, right? Is it just a dude? Is it just a dude that really likes romantic literature, or is it like a demon of some kind, like a devil, maybe? This is essentially the church, and we do know that devils exist as a factual thing here in the Iron Republic and in Mount Palmerston. So, I don't know. Very strange. I think that's all we can do here. Yeah, nothing to trade here. So we'll just set on out. We will head down this way over to Eigel. And we will keep our lights on since we don't know what's in this area. So far, just lots of Z. Oh, and a fog bank. I don't think there's any point in keeping our lights on in the fog bank. I think we gain terror at exactly the same rate, and I don't think we can see anything. Whoa, 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 whoa. I swear I just saw an Elacius class Corvette pop up on that. Yep, there it is. I think... Yeah, that's 180. That is out of our ability to fight. However, it does look like here is like the kind of corally location. So what's this to our front here? It is a docking location. Lorcan's Port. Have we been here before? I don't think we have. Fathom King's Hold. Are you kidding? I thought Fathom King's Hold was way in the southeast of the map. This is like at the center. Maybe that's something else. That's another king's castle sort of thing. Either way, apparently this is where drownies exist. Fathom King's Hold. Lorcan's Port, named for that most enterprising of drownies. Phosphor cells burned green somewhere below the king waits. The Fathom King's Hold. Like an iceberg, the Bazaar Master's scheme... no, like an iceberg, like a Bazaar Master's scheme, like the Neath itself, most of the hold is invisible. You see only a tiny portion of sculpted coral, the rest waits below the surface. The Fathom King's bone rooms and aquaria, his pearls, snares, and his dining chambers. So we can descend to an audience, to an audience with the Fathom King here. The Lord of the Drownies, those dead who won't stop swimming. So that's what drownies are. Interesting. By some accounts, he's the lord of all who die at sea. Bring him a story to tickle his curiosity. We can permit some shore leave. Probably won't end well. Trade for drowning pearls. Interesting. Evidently, we get that with Scintillic. We could trade for a white molly flower, which only requires one Scintillic, which we do have. Looks like a fish in water and a flower in air. The drownies recommend owning one if you're going to their cousins at Dahoot. We are sort of planning on going to Dahoot. Escaped Composer wishes us to go to Dahoot. We don't yet know where that is. And I would assume that I can't check the map while I'm at this place, considering it sent our screens. Looks like somewhere underwater. Let's go pick up the port report here first. The porter watches you right. She says nothing. Others who come and go, those granted audience, return dazed, awestruck. The king is not generous, but occasionally he is fair. No shops. At least not that we currently have access to. I think I'll pick up the Smalley flower, though. It only costs us the Scintillic. And that is an excellent sale option, but considering we're going to Dahoot, maybe having one of these will give us an edge somewhere. So we'll go pick one up. Sprigs and fins. Place it in water if it needs reviving. Crush it and bite it when the need arises. It is proof against seeing things that aren't there, which is the only trick they know in Dahoot. A sniff and a jealous song go with this observation. Curious, and we have the white molly flower. Oh, and evidently that used up our something awaits us. Oops. Okay. Well, we can't have an audience with the Fathom King, but I'm uncertain that that was a good idea in the first place. I've also remembered we have a strange catch now with the Mutersalt, which means we can have dinner with the cook. Let's go talk to him. He uses up just one supply, but we have more supplies than we need compared to our fuel, so I think it's okay. Dine with the Ba. Presumably that's saying bandage plus an ear. Ah, no, my captain. You shall dine with me. Great work. Your companion barely eats. He has to cut the fish into tiny morsels to squeeze it through the gap in his bandages. Soon the cloth is stained with sauce. He throws down his fork. Look at me. I am not at my best, no. Believe me, your appetite would not be so strong if I removed my bandages. How long before my fingers fail or my tongue pickles? He swirls his wine. Captain, a request. I have cooked for barons and bishops, the Khan, the Empress. But there is one for whom I have not cooked, a creature of singular and achromatic tastes. I want to make him marvel. The chef's art is alchemy, and this would be my philosopher's stone, my immortality. Will you aid me? Bring your chef strange catches and live specimens to further his research. Okay. I suppose we'll just write that down that he wants those so we don't forget. We just need to find, so for the bandaged poissonniere. That's such a fun word to say, poissonniere. Very French. Should have given him even more of a French accent with me talking for him. He just wants strange catches or live specimens. You'll probably not be getting the live specimens, but he will get some strange catches, I think. I don't think any of our crew still requires them for conversation. The only person who previously required them was Maybe's daughter. No longer an option there since we know what she's looking for. And the Clattery heir, who is the one we will be feeding our live specimen to. I say feeding. We will be letting her dissect it. We won't be feeding it to her, probably. This man just wants to shoot things. She wants our secret here. What does she want? Nothing anymore. Okay, we already know everything about her that we can. The doctor just wants to chat. He wants some food and he wants to chat. Cool. Mascot doesn't do anything. I'm kind of sad that both the wretched Mog that we found, didn't really expect him to say anything, but I'm surprised that the albino tinkerer that we found from Pigmoat Isle didn't have anything to say. We can't even talk to him. Like, I guess we know his backstory. He was, you know, a rat on Pigmoat Isle where they fought against the guinea pigs and eventually came to a truce and built up a civilization there. But I don't know. I thought there would be more to do with him. And then the chief engineer also just wants supplies. First officer, right? He has quested us to go somewhere for him. The Chapel of Light, somewhere in the northern side of the map. Not sure where that is. We haven't ever come across it, so we'll just have to keep a lookout for it. Maybe that's the one location. The last couple times we've sailed off the north edge of the map, we have been told that there is a certain location where you can correctly sail off the north edge of the map and get somewhere. But we don't know where that is yet, and we're not exactly sure how to get there. So perhaps that is what the Chapel of Light is talking about. Regardless, I think that's everything we can do in the Fathom King's Hold. We'll just head right on up and make our way to Igel to pick up some fuel. As well as to drop off someone. No, we need to go to Igel for the Imperious Sister. We need to make contact with her brother or something of that sort in Igel. Something to do with her brother, maybe just a line of inquiry. And then return to Mount Palmerston because she did not want to come with us, our bedraggled crew. Are we just about above it? Okay. Obstruction prevents us from diving. What about over here? Nope. Okay, seriously, is there... Why can't I go under? Okay, there we go. It didn't look like there was anything beneath us. I probably shouldn't have done that with my light on because it does drain fuel through the duration that you're going down. Ah, that's why it didn't show anything. Okay, we're in Igel. Let's go and dock here. First things to do. Fuel. I think this is exactly the same price as in Port Carnelian, so we'll just buy up what we need here. I'd say up to... Oh, it doesn't update live. Okay, it does show here, though. Up to, let's say, 15. Sure, that's a good amount. And then supplies we will not buy here. That is cheaper in Port Carnelian, which we'll head to next. So let's check out Igel. Ooh, we are not... We're not acquainted with the first mate here. We need a solace fruit to do that. So I'll add that to the location information here. Let's see. Needs a solace fruit for the first mate. I have a general path kind of pointing that way. Organizing my thoughts in this notebook is somewhat difficult with the way that I write everything down, which is just about cramped. But I don't want to waste space. It'll be fine. Well, at the very least, we can assemble a port report here. And everything about it is pretty obscure. Same as last time. I think that's everything we can do here, so we'll just set straight on off. We are actually a little further out of Port Carnelian than I thought we would be. Go surface. Maybe we'll find something between us and Port Carnelian. I'm going to try to sail right about straight for it. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is that? Okay. I'm just going to flash my lights at it, I think. A Lorn Fluke. Okay. That has way too much health for me to deal with. Can I put that away? Has he seen me? Oh, certainly he hasn't seen me, right? Okay. I think we're good. We're going to set off for Port Carnelian. Looks like there was something under the water to our southeast. We just caught an edge of it. The Crying Heights, where the blue prophets call the names of those about to die. Ooh, okay then. There's some kind of sandstorm? Okay, we need to head further south into that sandstorm, sadly. Right, and there's the whirlpools around Port Carnelian as well. The killing wax winds blow from the south, engines labor, zailors cry and fall. So we've got to take it in slow. Can we make it out? Almost? Once we do make it to Port Carnelian, I will take a quick break to deal with something IRL, and then I will be right back. But we have made it there unassailed. So we'll go and dock first, and then I will take a quick pause. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. I think eating all those strange catches with the bandaged poissonnier finally caught up to me. But we made it back to Port Carnelian, which means we can get our supplies refilled. I think we'll also refill our fuel a little bit. I don't want to head back to Fallen London right away. We are a little high on terror. We're at 67, but that's not an untenable amount. Unfortunately, it is also a possibility that we'll get a hike in it just from some random event. Also, I have gotten the price of a casket of sapphires here. Vastly different from what I said in... where was that? Well, there was a location that selling the sapphires was, I thought, going to be very profitable. But looking at the prices here, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Wow, really? Did I not write that down? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I've missed out on my under Z economy here? Certainly not. Certainly not. Ah, here it is. 95 in Antha. So we don't make quite as much of a profit on it as I thought we had. I thought that was like a 30 echo profit for each casket of sapphires, but it looks like we only make around 10, which is still a lot better than what we have been making on some other trades back and forth. I think that'll still be good. Let's buy up our supplies first. We don't have a ton of echo to spare right now. We're actually looking surprisingly low here. So let's get... I don't want to run myself completely out of echo. It may be time to return to Fallen London. I was hoping I'd be able to stay out further since we're already so far out, but we could just do a quick return trip to Fallen London, turn in our port reports from all the locations we found, and come back down to Port Carnelian via the Iron Republic to top off our fuel stores, because that'll be a very good price trade here. That'll get us fuel at 8 instead of the 12 here, or the 10 in Fallen London. Since we are kind of adventuring around this location, I think that's probably what we're going to do. I think we'll return just up this way. Looks like it's blanked out the center of the map. Presumably something has changed there. I think that's why all of these blank spots keep coming back. But I think that'll be it. We can probably hit up the Grand Geode, the Iron Republic, Pigmote Isle, Command Canal, and then Mutton Island here. That way we can maximize the areas we're going to just for port reports, and potentially at the Iron Republic, considering our terror, we can get some more fragments for no cost whatsoever. Hopefully in the Iron Republic, it'll still be... Oh, shoot, what was that? What market was that with exceptional trade prices for both fuel, which is pretty standard, and supplies, which is not standard? I believe it's the Market of Hungers, where we could get supplies at 15 echo. That's definitely the cheapest we found it anywhere, including Port Carnelian. Here it's 18. So if we do return to the Iron Republic and find that it is the Market of Hungers, we'll see if we can just load up everything there, and we'll set straight off down the Grand Geo to Port Carnelian and see if we can clear out this southern section of the map here. Yeah, but I think that's what we'll do. Before we do that, let's go adventure around Port Carnelian. We could... Right, we should help Maybe's daughter here search for her mother. This is one of the locations, which is why we were visiting it. We can help her search for her mother. First, we'll get the port report. I think we'll talk to the Khanate people again. I don't know if talking to any of these particularly changes anything past, because we have now talked to all three of them. The governor didn't really have any time for us. The tiger was pretty calm every time, except for when we started mentioning, I think, natives being killed I believe that was what was happening there. And then the diplomat apparently had a great heart for the governor and his ales here. But I think we'll talk to the Khanate again, because maybe he'll let loose a little bit more about where the actual Khanate location is. We do know it's somewhere in the center of the map here. Khan is very fond of sapphires. So if we manage to have some extra cash here, maybe we'll pick up some sapphires and just keep that for delivery to the Khanate. Yes, but other than that, let's go help maybe's daughter search here. This one's a slender lead. She's been seen wearing sapphires. The daughter shrugs. This is where sapphires come from. Look, you were heading this way anyway, weren't you? Weren't you? No luck. She hasn't been here in forever. I don't think she's coming back. So that's one port eliminated, and I did pick up some sapphires here and there. Oh, sweet. We got some sapphires for free. That's fantastic. So that's 2 ports out of the way. We've got Wither, and we have Port Carnelian. The Isle of Cats is the only location we know for sure of. The other 3 locations beneath, in the Neath, Irem, the Chelinet, and Khan's Shadow, we have not discovered yet. And we have not been to the surface, and we're trying to avoid that as much as possible. But at least we've got a casket of sapphires. We won't sell that off anywhere. So we'll keep that around until the Khanate. Until hopefully we one day reach the Khanate. I don't think we'll do anything else here. Will we buy anything here to sell back in Fallen London? I don't think we will. Especially since we're not very high up on the Echo right now. So let's just head out right about now. There is a mustache fish, something of that description up in this direction here. We'll take a sort of circuitous path to get to Fallen London, but we are returning there. I think we'll take to the Grand Geo, the Iron Republic will sail across to Pigmote Isle, which will clear out this black spot, and back to the Cumane Canal. Clear out the northern part of that black spot on our map. But first we go to the Grand Geode with its creepy, creepy cult of shiny people. And we are not talking to the Admiral there. No siree. Uh-oh. Oh, actually, no. We do need terror in order to do our thing at the Iron Republic. Okay. We haven't seen the dreadnought that roams this area, the shining dreadnought or whatever it is, from the people in the Grand Geode, the cult there. For some reason, that's angry at us, even though we've been on good terms, goodish terms with the Grand Geode and their cult of weirdos. We'll just grab that port report and head right the heck out of here. Whoa, what is that? Stop. I think we hit the repair button. Yeah, R. So we used up an entire supply, and we only got 1 hull of benefit. Shoot. I don't know if that 1 hull of benefit was because we were only 1 hull down, or if that's actually all it gives, because I have heard many a person tell me not to even try to repair our ship at Z, because it's so inefficient. It did just chew up our resources, sadly. Oh well. We are not in dire straits as of yet. We're in medially dire straits. Only got a wee bit of terror here. If we come across any of the easier ships, which there are plenty of... Oh. Interesting. Horrors below. Zailors at the rail call softly. Something swims beneath the ship. I saw it looking up at us, one says, his voice a tremble. Bring out the nets. Well, then let's catch it. We've actually got tons of iron this playthrough. So we've actually got an 87% chance of success. Let's go for it. What do we have? Well, what is it? It comes dripping from the sea, sleek as a seal, but its eyes are faceted. One zailor covers his ears. I swear, he says afterward, I heard it scream like a woman. We've got a little bit more terror. That's okay. And we've got another strange cast, which we can feed to the poissonnier. This is the area of madness, though. This is where the Iron Republic lies. So let's go convert our fears at the dock of the Iron Republic here into fragments. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Every time we've done it, it's been pretty rote. It just turns them into however many fears we have is how many fragments we pick up. Hopefully that can't go wrong. We'll see. Yep, there they are. It uses up our something awaits us, but... yeah, so we won't be able to check out the market as of yet. That's okay. Your fears line up on the quay, waving like old lovers. As you touch the dock, your fears leap fondly into your waiting arms. They dissolve. Gather the oily scraps they left. Lots of fragments. We can grab the port report at the very least. Oh. Sensations of the Republic are overwhelming. This is a desire for years. Okay, everything is the same in description. Unfortunately, we've lost 2 hearts. And we've gained a tale of terror and a memory of distant shores. And we do not have access to the market because we did not have the something awaits us to open it to us. Shame. All right, let's head on out here. Lights off until we get further here, and then we'll turn them on as soon as we cross the threshold of the darkness at the edge of this lamp. You know, something that... oh, that's not what I meant to do. Something that one of the pieces of lore mentioned. Oh, yeah, heck no, are we... oh, evidently, space pauses the game. That I did not know. But one of the things that one of the bits of lore mentioned is that the Bazaar actually has interests below Fallen London. So I wonder if there's actually a area of Fallen London we can only reach if we have the Zubmarine. I wonder if that is a thing, because there is a piece of water that is just to the south-ish of Fallen London that doesn't seem to have anything else really there. So I wonder if that's an underwater area that we can now access with our Zubmarine. We'll have to check it, maybe. Probably not while we return. We're a little too high in terror for that. But at some return trip afterwards, we'll definitely have to check that. We're also getting a little bit low on echo. Uh-oh. Home. A zailor runs to the rail, stripping off his clothes as he goes, beaming rapturously. Home, he cries, home. It'll cost us fuel and time to pick him up. We've got 11 fuel, though. We've only got a 40% chance of actually getting him. Let's give him a single shot. If we can't get him like that... oh, there we go. We succeeded. A slow reawakening. After 20 minutes of your crew waving and pleading, he slows, treading water, and looks around him. You haul him aboard. He seems dazed. Bright, he says. So bright, like home. So that is something for the Crangio. Their influences on us are still being greatly annoying. A right proper pain in the rear. Doesn't look like there's anything in the waters around Pigmote Isle as well. So we'll just travel the rest of it with our lamp off here to save on the fuel. We've got our something away. I think we have our something awaits us. Yeah, it's just kind of buggy in terms of its looks. Oh dear. Wow, more of it? We are kind of high on terror. I guess that's why all of these events are going. A cry goes up, drownies in the water. The pale faces of the drowned dead bob up like lamps. They're singing. Drown out their songs with the roar of the engines. Drownies are drawn to fear like pickpockets to crowds. Stoke the engines as hot as they'll go. It'll use fuel and may damage the ship, but you'll drown out their wretched song. Or we can ignore it. Ignoring it will probably give us terror, and we're so high up at this point, I don't want to risk it. I'd rather risk ship health and fuel than do that. Okay, steel and fire, your engines thunder. The drownies circle, but the poisonous sweetness of their song is almost lost in the din. At last they tire and sink below, waving as they go. One hull, one fuel, one terror. All lost. Terror, good. Fuel hull, bad. All of it's acceptable, though. We're still doing all right. All right, let's dock at Pigmoat Isle here. So, we've got the something awaits us. Let's go resolve a new dilemma. Aid runs over. Hairless advisor, you return to us. Praise the tide. We need your wisdom once again. A chill hangs over the chicken woods. A chill hangs over the chicken woods. The trees creak in the still air. The aid shivers. Do you feel it, hairless advisor? They say a monster lives out here, where even our light cannot reach. Our farmers tend to their mushrooms until they can be sure of reaching them in safety. Oh, our farmers refuse to tend to their mushrooms until they can be sure of reaching them in safety, but we can find no trace of the beast. What can we do? We can raise the chicken woods, or we can declare it a superstition, which we have a very good success rate chance of doing. This will raise their might, which they do need to be a successful civilization. I don't know if that raises or lowers their civilization, though. I think we're going to declare their fears a superstition. I think doing checks is generally the better option, especially if we have a good chance of having that happen. The best weapon against an irrational fear is a good distraction, a party, perhaps. Let's do it. Okay. So, comfort and company. The celebration takes the rodents' minds off of the shadowy threat. By the warmth of a good fire, the vague unknown is no longer something to squeak at or twitch their whiskers over. It may be more bravado than actual courage, but it's the kind that lasts even after the fire has burned down to charcoal. So we have given them lots of spirit. Our island is so spirited. Sadly, we did not give them any more civilization, though. But we did gain fragments from it, at least. So, yeah, they're a very spirited isle. They're not very mighty, and their civilization is so-so. But, yeah, no, they're doing well. They are doing well enough. I was hoping they would get to being a proper civilization a little faster. Kind of just sat there, not doing too much. I thought they would really expand over the island, industrialize and everything. It doesn't look like that's been the case. We're also going to try to take down this jelly flare here. If we can outsail it. Okay, we'll just get it barely within range. Oh, it notices us, though. We'll light it right the heck up. Both in actual light. Oh, we're going to take some damage here. And with our missiles. So that'll reduce our terror here. Let's go pick it up. We'll grab some more supplies. That's fine. I was hoping for a strange catch. Sometimes it's a strange catch. I'm not sure what determines whether it is a strange catch or not. We've also reached crab cake. I feel like crab cake is probably a giant crab under the surface. Oh, and you know, that actually could line up with the Shepherd's Isles description of that one hunt that their Three Graves folks went on and chickened out of subsequently. So maybe that's what that's all about. I would say the crab cake is pretty sizable. It could be the size of Fallen London, or maybe a little bit smaller. Lots of fog here to deal with, but it is our only way through the Cumane Canal. There's another jelly flare to do it. Oh, he can see us way better than we can see him, can't he? Yep, let's light him the heck up. Is he gonna hit us? Yep, he reached. I was hoping that we would back out of range far enough, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Alright, we're taking a bit of beating on our hull. We're still over 2/3, which I consider the critical zone. I believe it's below half health that we start losing sailors when we take damage here. But as of yet, hasn't happened. We have the Zubmarine already. The thing I don't like about getting the Zubmarine before having done all there is to do on the surface, or at least a lot of it is... Alright, that statement just ends. I see. Kind of takes away the danger of the surface, because if you see any big beastie, just dive. Oh, I see. I haven't been doing that so much. I thought that the time it takes to dive would actually put us in a lot of danger. But I can't see how, if there was a really big guy and you couldn't get away, I can't see how that would be an issue. Alright, we've reached the Cumane Canal. We'll go grab the perfunctory port report. Perfunctory, that word has ingrained itself in my vocabulary because of this location. But I looked up a synonym to it. Cursory. Cursory. That is a acceptable alternative. It's one that I'm going to try to ingrain as well, so I don't keep saying perfunctory for everything that the situation fits. And let's go use our something awaits us on the surface gossip here. Another move in the great game. Great. So, gonna be honest here. We've been holding on to this vital intelligence for a long, long time. We've also got the strategic information that we've been holding on for a long, long time. Both of which are very valuable to the Admiralty. I thought we would be able to deliver it to somewhere, to some other party, or maybe convert it for us into some kind of spy network that it mentioned down in, I think it's Port Carnelian, mentioned that there was a spy network, but we'd have to have access to it to do something down there. But I have not seen anything to do with it. And now that we're getting a little low on Echo, I'm considering trading them in to the Admiralty, probably for quite a payout, considering they seem very worthwhile. I wanted to go a little more rogue here than is standard with the Admiralty, but I haven't really found a good location to get rid of them, so we've kind of just been carrying them around forever. I think I might just trade them into the Admiralty when we get into port this time. And then same thing with the extraordinary implication here. Though that I might actually keep around because I believe you can turn that into something for the study. The extraordinary implication I might keep around, but the vital intelligence I think I'll turn in. And I think we had something else here. Revelatory chart I think I might turn in. Let me know if that's a bad idea for people that are more experienced in this game. But I'm having a difficulty kind of figuring out what else to do with them. Oops. And this to get out of that menu. Alright, we'll sail up to Mutton Island. Hopefully they won't be eating people. Our terror is high enough as it is. Turn in what again? The revelatory chart? Yes, that's correct. Turn in the revelatory chart and the vital intelligence to the Admiralty, because I was hoping to find an alternative use for them, but I couldn't really seem to find anything. I've been wandering around for quite a bit. Yeah, for the overwhelming most part, they're just cash. Okay. That makes sense to me. I was hoping that we'd be able to access a spy network with them somehow, but that doesn't seem to have been the case. And we've got visits from the Drownies again. Wow, you stop by the Drowny King once, and he just sends all his friends out to meet you and burn up your bloody fuel. We've got enough to reach Fallen London with one. Don't want to have any more terror. Well, you do get the spy network from the vital intelligence. Oh, interesting. So turning them into the Admiralty. Turning them into the Admiralty actually gives you access to that. Okay. Nothing ever does anything just sitting around in your hold. Yeah, I was hoping to find another location to turn them in. It mentioned a diplomat, and I was assuming that was the diplomat in Port Carnelian. But after that, after that didn't pan out, turns out that I couldn't find any other locations where they were coming in use. So I was just kind of holding on to them for another rainy day, which didn't end up being the case. Not at all being sarcastic when I say you were very perceptive, too perceptive. I see. Is this another situation with the colors where I made a lot of connections that sounded really good on paper, but were just not thought of by the developers? Oh well, that's okay. I don't mind too much about that. The game is not prepared for your level of perceptiveness, and that is not a fault of yours. That's okay. That's all right. It's amazing that you notice these details. Okay, so something I will say from my background, I spent a lot of time looking at Overwatch lore, and there is so little upfront lore in Overwatch, at least there was for so long a time, that you have to make the littlest connections. You have to extrapolate from there what they mean. And that kind of pushed over into this game. Doesn't look like they've started eating people yet. No drinks for us at the moment. We'll explore the shore, though. Right, that doesn't do anything. Oh, this is a different thing from the hilltop. I thought it would just be the smoke again. Well, if you pay attention to details, you know what lore you shouldn't get into. Halo. Oh, yeah. There are lots of games with, like, details all over the place that just don't do anything. There have been quite a few of those. But now we have a different detail in Quaker's Haven. The hilltop above town is no longer talking about the smoke. Times change. Why have they gotten rid of their well? It's true the bricks were blackened with mold, and the timbers were so rotten they looked like they'd give out whenever a bucket was drawn. But they need to cap the hole with a steel plate. And why ones with such delicately carved circles and circles within those circles? At least there's one sensible change they've made, installing a number of benches at the hilltop. Hard though they may be, it's pleasant to be able to rest and look out over the town. Oh, we lost some terror. That's nice. Didn't expect to do that here. At least we'll probably be able to get to Fallen London without being too worried about everything that will be, assailed by visions or nightmares or going mad. And look at that. It's food. Get over here, you. Come on. I'll take you down. Look at you. Delicious, delicious food. And just as we were almost about to use up the next supply, so that is perfect time to go and deal with that. Alrighty, we're almost back, though. I think I will not turn in any of the locations that are underwater. Because we can trade those port reports, as stories in Low Barnet. Yeah, that's the one. Low Barnet is where we can trade those. And that will hopefully net us some sort of story progress there. Maybe we'll get to go up in that tower, huh? Alright, let's go dock here. A breath of relief. It's been so long. Yes. Reduce our terror to 50. Oh, but we got a menace. Dang. Luckily, we've still got the restful nights from the last time we rested here. A whole heck of a long time ago. Anything from the harbor master? Something changed underneath? Somebody wants to sign on? Blind Bruiser still just doing his thing. Yeah, nothing too interesting here. So let's turn all of our port reports here to the Admiral. We'll have to make sure to avoid all the underwater ones. Hunter's Keep. Yep. Everything's good there. Mount Palmerston. Yep, still good. Thunderbite. Still good. Peculiar Tales from the Shepherd Isles. 30% chance of submitting it as fact. I can't remember what they told us at the Shepherd Isles. I think we asked about the standing stones that they apparently planted. But I don't think that will do us well. I think that we'll just submit that as a unsubstantiated hearsay from them. Friendly scoffing, I do see. I agree, it does seem implausible. Yep. Still, get some food, some fuel from it. We got the Abbey Rock stuff. Cumane Canal. Pigmote Isle. Iron Republic. Yeah, we visited lots and lots of places. It looks like it exploded again, which gave us some terror. Oh well. And it backs us out as well. Port Carnelian above board. Codex, yes, that's still fine. Is Fathom King's Hold considered an underwater installation? We got to it from above water, but it was an underwater place. It kind of moved our map outside here underwater once we went in. I think I'll hold on to it. For the possibility that we can turn it in Low Barnet. It's not anything bad against us if we don't turn it in, because we can always turn it in later. Grand Geode. Everything's pretty standard with the information there. They too are still still worried about that. Igel we're keeping. That's underwater. Evidently it's Station 6. Low Barnet I think we can turn in, though, because you probably don't give stories of Low Barnet at Low Barnet. Yes, the congregation that worships stories. What did they tell you? Guess there's no other stuff there. Antha. Keep that. That's underwater. We've got strategic information. Is that what we wanted to turn in? I can't remember. So we want to turn in the vital intelligence. We're keeping the extraordinary implication because we can use that. Strategic information we can turn into more vital intelligence. So before I do that, I'm actually going to increase my mirrors. We've got so many secrets at this point. We have 23 secrets. I'm going to increase my mirrors up to 40. Let's see, just double check. Yeah, we're getting +6 from our sigil-ridden navigator here, but at the moment, I think it's fine if we just increase that anyway. Let's go talk to him and increase some of our mirrors here. Secrets. Yeah, I think we can just do this infinitely. Okay, maybe one of your secrets can drag something out of him. I'm sorry, it's the pain. No, this is what I wanted, I think. He's eager to instruct you like a drowning man striking for air, but he struggles to put words to his understandings. Does his sigil give him his insights, or is it old learning he has failed to forget? All right, so we'll just do that until we get to 40. And 40. All right, now that we have that, we can use this, and we can convert it with a memory of distant shores, of which we have 16. That is plenty, plenty, plenty of memories of distant shores. So let's convert this into a piece of vital intelligence. This makes sense of a memory of distant shores, that telling detail. Of course, that's why, that's where, and now you know who. So, let's go submit our vital intelligence finally. What's that? Tell me quickly. Vital intelligence can be created from 2 pieces of strategic information or earned through spy networks and some other opportunities. Enthusiastic nods. I'm glad you brought this to me. I have a colleague of sorts, a diplomat so-called. I will tell you, because I trust you, this diplomat will pay better, but I will put the information to better use. He leans forward. There are powers in this world I cannot speak of. There are affairs of the Navy I am not proud of. Bring me more information like this, and we can set matters right. Wow, and we got 350 echo for that. That's great. And we now have recovering supremacy in London. Interesting. And he's explained about this diplomat here. So he actually explicitly tells us about the diplomat. I thought the diplomat would be somebody who is contextually opposed to the Admiralty, but it seems that they're, well, colleagues as self-described, so presumably acquaintances. Perhaps this is a professional acquaintance, same way that kind of chief intelligence officers on the opposite sides of competing governments will be acquainted with each other just because of their lines of work. I don't know. But we now have recovering supremacy. London. God bless her enduring majesty, the Empress. Okay, and it looks like the more vital intelligence we give to him, the further down this list we have. We've got recovering, renascent, glorious, promising, significant, substantial, and tremendous. Curious. I wonder what the diplomat has to say. For now, we will... Dang, I really wanted to be a renegade agent, you know? A former soldier who was dissatisfied with his lot in life, so he wanted to go out and set a course for his own thing and stick it to the man. But I think, in fact, we'll be a shadow agent instead. We will work with the Admiralty here. Sort of. But we'll do things off the books. And, you know, if we get a little profit on the side, if we do a few things that they don't have to know about, that'll be fine. That'll be okay. So I'll submit more vital intelligence to him, especially because it pays well. Aha! Okay, that's exactly what I was looking for. Enthusiastic nods. I'm glad you brought this to me rather than, well, you know who. Our mutual acquaintance 2 streets over. We do what we can. Who is the mutual acquaintance and how much do they pay? So that is what I wanted to know. And you know, I'm now visually picking up the Veracist Diplomat. Already here in London, it probably popped up right after he told me about it the first time. Oh well, I'll submit the third piece to the Voracious Diplomat. The Dark Spectacled Admiral is loyal to London. Bringing intelligence to him will shift the political balance sometimes. So it didn't shift the political balance this time. But I'll save that last bit there. Revelatory chart. I believe we can submit this straight to the Admiralty. The Admiral here. I think that's the only place so far that we've seen we can submit it, so let's go check it out. A careful inspection. He scrutinizes the chart minutely through a lens. He doesn't, you notice, remove his the dark spectacles. It passes muster, he remarks. The usual fee applies. Just 250 echo. Okay, so that's not too bad. That is all right. Oh, and we can now ask what he thinks of the Voracious Diplomat. The diplomat, a half-legendary, all-infamous figure whose connection to the Admiralty is obscure. Let's go ask him about it. A frank scowl. An unprincipled scoundrel, the Admiral snaps. If you have intelligence, bring it to me. Don't go off the books. Ooh, so he is a counter to the Admiralty. He is a opponent. An unprincipled opponent at that. But he pays well. So do you need anything specific? Nope. I think we still have a quest from him to deal with. If I look at our chart here. Admiralty, the Swallowing Isles, Swallowing Isles and Mangrove College. So, still got to go there. We could give him some moves in the Great Game. I want to check our study first to see if we can turn that into something, because I feel like we can. I think that's everything to do here, then. Let's go talk, though, to the voracious diplomat. The diplomat lairs near Mansion Spire, in a second-floor office above a gymnasium for pugilistic ladies and gentlemen. Your conversation is punctuated by distant shouts and blows. The diplomat smiles fondly at the sounds. So, we can pick up an agent. I have a friend. Oh, this is how you grow the spy network. I have a friend, the diplomat says casually, who would be grateful for passage somewhere else. The Khanate, for instance, or Port Carnelian. So, we can do that with an admiralty's favor for some reason. I thought these two were opposed to each other. I'm very confused. Maybe this is... Maybe they are acquaintances, but this is like a spy master, and he is sort of the upstanding lieutenant, or what is a like a general, somebody outstanding, somebody in the public eye, and this is kind of the shadowy underside of the admiralty. Well, let's ask about the diplomat's role before we do anything here. Let's talk to her a little bit. What kind of diplomacy is involved? A catly grin. The kind of diplomacy that doesn't get written down. I'm attached to the Admiralty, not the Foreign Office. London is not what she was, but she still has interests abroad. I look after them as best I can. I do hope you're patriotic enough to ask for, not to ask for too many details. Now this is my kind of person. This is my kind of subtle, outside the traditional paths, off the books work that I was looking for with this character. Heck yeah, am I going to work with them, probably. Ask about the Dark Spectacle Admiral. Do they work together closely? A carefully neutral expression. Well, now, the Admiral is a man of principle. Very straightforward, very traditional in his views. I think it's rather courageous of him to expect the Navy to operate without outside assistance, and he has excellent taste in both chamber music and wine. I hope that makes my feelings clear. So she thinks, reading the subtext here, he's very upstanding, too traditional, kind of an idiot to expect the Navy to do everything above board. And I think this means she slept with him? Excellent taste in both chamber music and wine? I think that's what that means. Pretty sure. But yes, I will go submit my vital intelligence, see how he is, how much she pays for us here. I say, now I'm listening. Etched in memory, the diplomat takes no notes and makes no sign, only listens in absolute silence, and finally nods and declares, I'll pass this on to where it will do the most good. Thank you. The voracious diplomat serves London, but has dangerous allies. So I don't know about this stuff. I guess she is allied with the Dawn Machine people. Ooh, okay, I know, now that I know she's allied with the Dawn Machine people, maybe she's not the kind of person I want to deal with. Like, they definitely don't seem on the up and up. I don't know about this anymore. I guess they are kind of like, we're maintaining an easy alliance. Maybe I'm not cut out. Maybe it's just that I'm not cut out for spy work where there are ambiguous things here, because I like to know what I'm getting into. And I was hoping that this would kind of give me that subtext, that understanding before I made certain decisions later. But apparently the Dawn Machine has gained information here. But I will pick up an agent here. I have a friend, the diplomat says casually, who would be grateful for passage somewhere else. The Khanate, for instance, or Port Carnelian. We will head by Port Carnelian. So we'll go pick up this agent here. An agent will allow you to establish an intelligence network and sometimes to grow it later. Sounds good. A name and an address. Both are probably temporary, but they're all you need. Blah, 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 blah. I'm getting tongue-tied. But I think that's all we'll do here. I'm going to go return to our lodgings and double-check. I suppose we can grab the recent news as well. Everything all the same. I want to check the study out. So, is there a use for... There's not a use for moves in the Great Game, which for some reason I thought there was. We really do need to pick up a captivating treasure here. I think that'll be the easiest one to... to get for our study. Everything else requires multiples, with the exception of this live specimen here. Everything else requires multiples of their item. Either 7 outlandish artifacts, 7 lamentable artifacts, 7 strange catches. But that just requires the captivating treasure on top of what we already have here. However, since we can't do anything with the moves in the Great Game, at least not as much as I thought, I will sell one of them each to the Admiral and the Diplomat, just to see how they go. So let's speak of the moves in the Great Game. Whispers. He has you repeat it all twice. He doesn't take notes. It's a little beyond me, he tells you, but I have a friend in the palace who will be very interested. Very interested. Who will be interested. Very interested. Thank you, your fee. Only 30 echo from him. But here, oh yes. Full attention. The diplomat takes no notes, only listens with utmost concentration, fingertips touching, eyes lightly closed. This payment is small, but welcome. Okay, 50 echoes from her. So they're not. Neither of those are as beneficial as the other trades we've gotten. Though that does make sense. The vital intelligences were very, very difficult to get. So I think that is an adequate thing to receive here. So, what to do now with all this echo? Can we buy a better ship? So we've currently got the Nereid here. Next step up costs 2,000 echoes, but it does give us... Oh no, it gives us less hull, smaller hold, but less weight, much, much smaller quarters, but a mirror bonus and a veils bonus. Somehow that gives us a forward weapon as well. I don't get that quite. I feel like I guess the best one to go for then would be this Corvette here, because that more than doubles our hull, though it keeps the same hold capacity. Increases our quarters and gives us an iron bonus. Maybe this one instead, but this is very, very expensive. 7,000 echoes, even with the trade-in. That will almost quadruple our hull option, but it will also triple our hold capacity, which is what I was thinking would be the most. I don't know if going from ship to ship without changing engines changes the amount of fuel that it consumes. I would hope that it did not, because I feel like that should be tied just to engines. It absolutely could be. And something that I'm noticing is an issue with this is that it doesn't have a forward weapon slot, so we wouldn't be able to add anything there. It looks like steps after that, all very prohibitively expensive. Actually, all of these are kind of prohibitively expensive. I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure what weight does. Maybe that affects how movement is, so you'll take longer to accelerate and stop. Not sure exactly what that does. But all of these are out of our reach at the moment. Do we have any ship slots? Yes, we have 2 ship slots that are completely unfilled. Let's check around the shops here. Wolfstack Exchange. No, I think it's the naval surplus here. That would give us better options for weapons. Sadly, we still don't have a forward weapon slot, so we can't get a double shot anywhere. Is this? Yeah, this is the one that we currently have. It's a very good option. Second... No, that is actually the best deck weapon that's visible here. Dang. We also don't have an aft slot? Yeah, we don't have an aft slot, so we can't get anything for that either. Oh. We could get a suppressor. This is an... Oh, no, that's an aft slot object as well. I thought that would be a auxiliary slot option, but it doesn't look like that's the case. However, these guns do look like they're better than the ones in this in Caro's naval surplus, which makes sense considering this is a surplus store. So this is probably brand new, absolutely smacks and shoots. It also adds a few other options, like a flensing attack. I don't know what that means. It adds stagger, which is new. I don't think we've had stagger before. Interesting. Let's see what the Iron and Misery Company can offer us. Okay, that's just engine power. It'll cost us more fuel. That's the thing that I'm concerned about. I don't want to have to use more fuel in order to get places. I'd just be inefficient, and it'd lead to a much bigger drain when we don't really have a regular route. Like, we've just been sort of relying on port reports to get our echo back here. So I don't want to buy up engines or anything that'll increase the cost, especially since, from what I've heard, it is exactly the same. Hold up a minute. From what I've heard, it's exactly the same per area that you go. So maybe the fuel consumption... No, fuel consumption doesn't change. It's just the speed at which you get there. Which could mean we could outrun certain creatures or stay out of range of them while backing up. Or even, I guess, say on the what is it, the aft? That's the rear of the ship, right? Say on the aft of ships that we were circling around that might otherwise get a lead on us. Maybe it is a better idea to buy just a small engine upgrade. Maybe a big engine upgrade. We'll check out this last bit. Ooh. Soft glim lamp. A miraculous new process enables passage through eternal night. Do not consume. Is that an actual thing that we can get through? What is eternal night? Because we do know that they're one of our colors that we're looking for. Yes, Gant is found where shadows are myriad, so there may be a location where we do need a better ship's lamp, since we don't have anything fancy. Maybe I'm thinking about this too much. I think I will buy up better engine power here. We'll spend 1,000 on engine power. That'll leave us with 800. That is plenty of echo to survive on. We'll get places faster. We will use up the same amount of fuel, if I'm correct about that, with the engines that we currently have. We'll just get across that distance a little faster. Yes. Oh, it's such a big amount of echo too. Because I don't want to upgrade to just this one because it's only 200 more engine power, and that's not very much at all. I'd rather have a very nice increase in power. Or maybe I go with the better forward weapon. I don't know. I don't know. It gives stagger. It warms up in exactly the same amount of time. Yep, for 4 seconds of warm-up time. How much can I sell that for? So how much can I sell this? Cotteril and Hathersage. 250. So effectively, this would cost us 750? 650. This would cost us 650 echoes if we sold off our previous weapon, which we would. Oops, not that one. We're looking for... Oh, that's the forward weapon. Okay, never mind. We're definitely not going for that option. We don't have a forward gun, and this is only 18 and 18. No difference. So, definitely not going for that one. All right, I guess law of... Well, we're just bringing it down, kind of logicking through our options. This is the best option to pick. So let's go get ourselves some engines. Oh, my poor echo-filled wallet. All empty now. And we'll go sell off our previous engine for what little we can get for it. Not here. Yes, Iron Misery Company. 10 echo. Oh, man. I really hope our ship doesn't just immediately die to something, or we don't get murdered by a mutiny. Man, I would hate that if that happened, if we just traded out our engine and everything goes into the drink. That would suck. All right, but we've made lots of money. We spent lots of money. We're back in London. Could recruit more crew. We could... Oh, we probably should repair our ship, considering it's a 57, which is not high. Let's go repair that with our Admiralty's favor. We got plenty of that. And what else to do? What to do? We have 16 fuel from turning in all our port reports. It doesn't accurately record that on the engine right now. We've got that sapphire we're holding. The strange catch. Let's turn that into our cook here. Yes, strange catch for his culinary masterpiece. Hello, little fellow. Let's see what delights you hold. His filleting knife gleams. Matter of luck, you will need at least 2 useful ingredients. Hold on. We only have 1, and we don't have any ingredients? What is that going to do? It says I only need the 1. I've been waffling about things left and right, but there's so many big decisions to make. These are not commonly achieved items or amounts of cash. Okay, I'm going to save it until I have 2 strange catches or maybe like muter salts or something. I'll save it until then. For this, I think I'm going to make a trip. We'll go up to Low Barnet. We will go across to Mount Palmerston, and then we'll sail back. That will give us the Zoop for the 700 echoes. We'll definitely have enough to get Zoop from Mount Palmerston. And that will fulfill the Venturer's first desire, which is this, which will give us 1,000 echoes for. So we'll make a little bit of a profit on that. before we do that, let's just check out our recruits here. A genial magician. Increases veils and mirrors. Perfect. I know he opens up quite a few options everywhere. So, good afternoon, sir. Perhaps I can do your engine some good. No, I'm quite the engineer. Difficult to credit, isn't it? But here are my references. So, welcome aboard. I'll get to work below. Perhaps I should change out of this jacket first, of course. I don't think we will equip him because our current engineer gives us fuel efficiency, which is paramount to me at this point. We will talk to him, though. But that requires supplies. Dispel the darkness. He's mentioned before that he was in the theater. Could he arrange a diversion to improve morale? His eyes are opaque. Yes, he acknowledges, but I will require some very particular materials. Don't ask why. Okay. Wow. So I guess he does like a magic show, and that'll probably reduce terror. Let's see how much terror. 10. Some amount less than 10, most likely. Increase veils. Or we could proposition him. But not with our stats. Sadly, he requires that our pages is at least 20 points higher than our iron. And boy, is that not going to happen. Pages 33, iron 73. Not happening anytime soon. Okay. Well, we've picked up him. We will set out. I don't think we need to buy anything more. I think 6 will be enough to get us all the way up to Mount Palmerston. I think the route that we will take there, we'll stop off at Hunter's Keep, and then Low Barnett. Yeah, that's the one. Maybe just Low Barnett. Over to Demew Island, Mount Palmerston. There is a dock up here. Why didn't I see that? That must be underwater. Okay, we need to stop off there. So we'll stop off here on the way back. Maybe hit up Codex, Wither, Venderbite, and back home. Okay, let's set off. Ooh, I can feel that engine. I can feel the engine speed helping us out here. That actually feels much more snappy, much quicker. Okay, crossing the ocean will at least be faster now that there are so many distant reaches we have to get to. It'll take much less time. We'll go dock. Right, we still don't have the something waits us. Do we want to spend our news on them? No, I don't think we will. Oops, we will get a port though. And get out of there and immediately submerge. Okay. Now, let us grab a port report. Now, which is the option for the port report? Yes, explore the church. Let's trade some stories here. Now that we've got them, we can speak of Antha. Seems that's the only place we can speak of. Did we not reach Rack? I guess we didn't. Okay. So let's speak of Antha here. Its memory still gleams. At Low Barnett, everyday animosities are set aside in the pursuit of a fine tale. Coganian traders mingle with Royal Navy deserters, rum-addled pirates, and rubbery men. There is an air of anticipation and a tolerance for embellishment. So embellish away. Crystal clear. You talk of consuming desire and mornings where every moment gleams with promise. You talk about broken vows and the love shattered, about a heart growing sharp as a barber's razor. You talk about how clearly we see the passions of others while obscuring our own motives. The listening zailors cast their eyes down, looking into the past. We've gained a Z story, but we've lost the port report, and we now have a storyteller shit on our belt. Anything else to do here? Doesn't look like it. Evidently, we do not have lucrative beliefs at 30. We currently have 20 of it. Not sure where I got that. Maybe that's a time thing. Apparently, we can trade our stories to the gentleman in the rear pew. He was not here last time. His suit is of thin presbyterian fabric. He observes the story contest closely, occasionally copying an excerpt into a tatty notebook. And that's something we can trade our storyteller rewards into. We need to have it at 7, though. Nice. Well, that's all we have to do here. Right? Everything pretty standard. How many memories of distant shores do we have? Do we want to buy a supply from it? Because we are going rather the distance. We've got 15. I think I'll buy a single bit of supplies for that. And we'll just set out. Are we out of port far enough? There we go. We will travel lights off in order to conserve on fuel. We've got quite the ways to go. You know, we should be going double the speed of what we were doing before. There's so much ocean, though, that I cannot tell if we are. The ocean is a big, big place. Okay, we've reached the area of Demuse Gates. Whoa. We've got another dream again. Lovely. Pirate Steam Pinnacle? Sure, I'll take you down. Anything there for us? Firkins of Prisoner's Honey. Nice. This is what they call prisoner's honey wrung from the lamplighter bees from the exile's rose. I wonder who made up all these names, remarks Able Seaman Carget. Someone who read a sight too many books, I'm thinking. Curious. Oh, evidently... right, Demuse Island is the Iron and Misery co-funging station. So that is why we've made it over here. Okay, so I was just saying that I didn't notice any difference with the engines. I lied. We got here so fast. Got here amazingly quickly. What should we do here, though? Could accept a volunteer for a single echo. We'll obviously grab the port report. Oh, and evidently we could trade 2 strange catches for a Sooth and Cooper long box. Would this long box let us into Station 3? Because we do need a long box to get in there. We'll have to keep that in mind. 2 strange catches. That shouldn't be terribly difficult to find. It's just a matter of luck and finding some things to shoot up, some sea beasts to shoot up. Primarily jelly flurs. I think we'll grab the volunteer, though, because we've got 7, and I think running at 8 is the best option here. Well, Tea with the Affable Factor gives us supplies. All right. Sorry, lady. You're just gonna have to keep dealing with the fungus. We need just flat supplies. You sit on the veranda of the factor's house, looking over the fungal jungle. An expanse of green and sour gold. The air is thick with hovering spores. The scones are stale. Even the tea has a hint of mildew. Okay, everything seems to be pretty standard here. I'm surprised that he didn't talk about our bandaged poissonnier, because he was the one that referred us to that restaurant. And it actually had the bandaged poissonnier on the selection there. So I thought something would come up with it. But either way, we've lost a bit of terror and we've gained some supply. So I consider that a successful rendezvous there. So we still have quite the distance to go out here. Is that a ship or is it a... Oh, yeah, that's a ship. Can we see the health? That's an Alceus class. Okay. Not going to be dealing with that. We're just going to let it quietly sit there by that rock and hopefully sail right on past it. Oh, we didn't sail right on past it. Maybe? No, we're good. It can't keep up. It's kind of stuck rotating around those rocks. Alrighty, a nice quiet sea. Where's the other shoe? When's it gonna drop? We got our something awaits us back. Ragged Crow doing its thing. Tyrant Moth up there. Still being a tyrant. Alright, so can we see... Gothic Corsair. Don't know what that one's all about. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, he's right close by us. Oh, this is a terrible position to be in. All right. Let's burn rubber. Burn... sea? Burn hull, maybe? I don't know what the equivalent of that is for boats. Drop sail? We're not really a sailboat. Oh, of course. I'm missing it right. It's right on my head. Burn some coal. Of course that's the option. Oh, we got another one, of course. Please keep turning. Please keep turning. All right, we're good. But yeah, because we're burning coal because, you know, it's a steamship. All right, Port Palmerston. We have returned. Indeed. We'll go say hi to the Devilus. Sorry, I'm not going to give you my soul. Gain some supplies for it. Oh, she actually gives us supplies because we have the cook. Because we have the poissonnier. That's very nice. We'll go grab a port report. And buy our Zoop. Got the cargo space. Yes. We're good. Let's go get 7 Zoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We have our profits. Now we just got to make it back. Lights off. Sneak around this. Let's go figure out... Boy, do I hope whatever is at the Ragged Crow isn't a bad undersea thing. Because I want to check it out on the way back. It is on our path. But I'm very concerned that all of the progress we've made thus far could be lost in the blink of an eye. Okay, we're coming up on the Ragged Crow's exterior right now. Our terror is going up a little too quickly for me to be comfortable with, so I'll throw on the light at least until we hit this ring here. There we go. And then we have to dip into the water. ASAP. Probably won't be able to do it here. Probably once we get out here, we will be able to. So can we? Yes, we can. Dip in here. Let's go see what underwater harbor there is down here. The Undercrow. Oh, we found the Undercrow. Perfect. We actually had a quest for this location. Let's turn that light off. And get ourselves a docked. Alright, the Undercrow. A deep, well-lit cavern thick with a fungal smoke and cave moths. Far above, a lighthouse burns. The scent of it is curiously medicinal. It clouds your head and burns your lungs. Far into the fog, you can make out labored breathing. Approach a voice from the fog. Here at last, the fog voice croaks. Come closer. The incomparable Aurelian rolls his eyes but advances nonetheless. Interesting. Unlocked with Undercrow, the almost dead man, no more than 0. Curious. So let's grab the port report, I suppose. It's a little more than a cave and a lighthouse fire, but the Admiralty appreciates thoroughness. A thorough survey of moths and fire. A ramshackle array of pulleys allows the Undercrow's reclusive resident to feed the fire above. An herby smoke of the fungal fire has preservative qualities, but dusts everything, I assume that's supposed to be dusts everything, in a fine gray deposit. Meanwhile, the fire distracts the more aggressive moths and warns the ships far above. All is well, or as well as can be expected. Curious. Oops. Let's go talk to the almost dead man. Your passenger gazes impassively at a bulbous figure whispering quietly. As the fog parts, you can make out milky eyes and a toothless grimace. No tomb colonist ever looked as ancient or unwell as the almost dead man before you. Gray, bloated, and nearly embalmed by the fungal smoke, it's difficult to tell where his skin ends and the stone bed beneath him begins. His breath is shallow, but his bare chest heaves to a different rhythm. A shape crawls beneath his ribs, but disappears as the man lets out a gassy sigh. Is that him breathing, or is he infested with something? Allow me to introduce you, sir, the incomparable Aurelian says, slipping you a modest payment. This is Lorenzo, my erstwhile mentor and host to the most moth. Ooh, okay. He's got a moth inside him. Yep. It's an alien situation here right now. We can entertain a dying man's last requests. You have a Zubmarine, the almost dead man wheezes. Entertain a dying man's last requests. Speak with the incomparable Aurelian. You cash him between tending to his ailing friend and preserving an unwisely bold cave moth. Are these separate options first? Separate options? Is this like refusing to speak to him? I want to hear his last request. We heard the first curator's last request. So I want to do the same for him, especially since he seems to be in a much different situation. Delivering farewells. Mortality has a way of finding us in the end. The almost dead man wheezes to himself, dislodging a cloud of cave moths. The incomparable Aurelian spares them only a disappointed glance. I must set my affairs in order. I owe that much to my successor. He waves a withered hand feebly. It's not clear whether the gesture suggests that the companion at his bedside or the one nestled within his ribs. So, sir, would you help him? Would you help an old man say his farewells? There are trespasses to be forgiven. Okay, so deliver a letter of farewell to a sprightly visionary at Hideaway. He deserved more than I had to give, and the almost dead man croaks. Everything seems to be on the up and up with this guy. He's just an old dude with a moth inside him, but, can't do much about that. But he just wants to make his amends. But I think I'll humor him. Farewell to a sprightly visionary. How did he come to know one of the exiles of Hideaway? No answer is forthcoming, but the old man displays a broken grin. The old history of a foolhardy youth, he confides, who somehow became old men. saying farewell to a lover in Hideaway. You've accepted the farewell letter to be delivered to Hideaway. We've got the important letter to deliver. So I'll write that down, even though it says we can view the destination in our inventory. I'll write it down so we know that it's here. And we can cross out the Undercrow destination here. So this is the Nearly Dead Man. What a name. Going to Hideaway. Going to the location called Hideaway, not going to Hideaway himself. Well, let's go talk to the incomparable Aurelian then. A true collector appreciates patience. When my master retired here, we both thought it would be his last destination. The Aurelian's eyes take up the sheen of a patient man approaching the long-delayed payoff. No one has been present at the most moths hatching before, while no one who is in a condition to remember it afterwards. He spares a hesitant glance over his shoulder at the almost dead man. Of course, being by my master's side during his final days is a necessary part of the process. Is it just going to tell me the same thing? Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got a new thing to do. Yeah, we don't... I think it would be very improper of me to read this letter, and I'm definitely not going to toss it away here. Let's leave it untouched. We were trusted. This letter is not for you. You were trusted. You returned the letter to the safe. Nothing to speak of to buy, so let's go and sail out of here. And we'll surface just about as soon as we can. There we go. Hopefully we won't surface right under the Tyrant Moth. Yeah, no, we're good. Where are we? Right next to the Undercrow. We can go up to Codex and Wither and just peek in there, get the port reports and whatnot. How far off are we? We're a little further south than I thought. I think this should be the corner of Codex, if I'm correct. Yes. Not quite Codex proper, but that is the island right next to Codex. So, we'll go compile the port report here. And we do not have a lamentable relic to trade for this. Okay. Yep, nothing else here to do. We'll just set Zail for Wither. Do we ask about the drowned man? We don't have a ton of echo left. I don't think we will. We will just gather the port report. And yeah, sure, might as well explore the town here. A contest of riddles. Fisherfolk, zailors, and a shady couple of likely pirates. And is that a drownie down by the water's edge? They sit round a fire at the Z's edge, passing around a bottle of something viscously black. They're wagering on riddles. Will you join them? Okay. We're kind of dumb. It's only one echo. I think we can do it. Bet an echo on one of the simpler riddles. One of the fishermen is bursting to try it. A whale's eye. The fisherman chuckles and pounds the ground with a fist. City folk, he crows. City folk. Pay up. Well, we lost the echo, but we got some fragments for it. We got that port report already? Yes. Then we're out. Also, city folk, you say? I'm just stupid. I am a zailor, tried and true now. Before that, I was probably a city folk, considering I'm a soldier. I was probably one of the city folk. And then I abandoned the city. I set forth to the Z. I've tried to dodge lifebergs like this. He knows? No, he doesn't. We're good. No, we're not good. Are we good? We're not good. We're good? I think we're good. I will absolutely smack these bat swarms here. I am noticing that my backing up speed still is not very good. We will grab them for supplies. Terror isn't too bad already, so we're fine there. We will set our light off over here so we can deal with this next swarm of bats. Or maybe they'll just lead us out to sea. Alright, whatever. I didn't need to deal with you anyway. And we'll set into Venderbite. So we'll gather the gossip, get the port report. Does the first curator, do we have anything aboard to appeal to him? Seems not. And we're not going to use our something awaits us because this time we are going to set off to see if there is an entrance over here under the Z. Judging by that swirling, I would assume that there is something. So let's go and be a Zubmarine. What is this? Is that an enemy? Oh, it was totally an enemy. What did I do? An eruption of violent. Color of perilous understanding. Wait, violent? Violent? Are you kidding? Did we collect it? There's also creepy scuttling to our, what sounds like our north here. Oh, what's that? It's a sunken ship. Retrieve a sunken treasure. A wreck waits below a dark shape in dark water. What caused it to sink, and does anything salvageable remain? The cabins of the wreck are intact. Something of value may have survived. As you peer in through a porthole, a thinned shadow sweeps past. It'll cost us 3 crew, but we've got a 60% chance of doing it. We're close enough. I think we can do it. You don your diving suit. You lead a small crew down to the wreck. The lights of your submarine scratch at the darkness around you. Of the fin or its owner, there is no sign. Your discovering quality has gone. Do you hear that crawling noise? Yeah, it is spooky. That is unsettling, to say the least. I'm pretty sure that means... Well, I have no clue, but I'm assuming that that means that there is something... Kind of sounds like it's coming from this area, so kind of our northwest. I'm assuming that means there's something creepy over there. What have we found? Could anything of value have survived? A lock chest. This chest was once ornate, but the gold leaf has mostly flaked off. The heavy iron lock is corroded. It'll present no challenge to a good crowbar. Cool. A deactivated mine. Oh, we've got a captivating treasure now. Yes! Why was it in the chest? Why wasn't it activated? What happens if you press the copper imprint between the metal spines? It was a joke. There's no need for your crew to react like that. I like to think that they're edging very carefully towards the airlock. Once they're calm, you have it hauled aboard. It'd fetch a pretty penny. There are many above curious to know how they've been losing so many ships. Cool. I'm going to surface, though. Surface, before whatever that creepy sound is gets me. Oh, it moved. I also got an achievement for apparently being a current under the sea. And you I can deal with. Yeah, I do not know what that crawling noise means. If you'd like to enlighten me, I would totally be happy for that. That is not something that I like to discover on my own, because no matter what it is, no way is it going to be something nice. Like, no way, no chance is that going to be like a happy little crab just on the seafloor. He wants to give you a hug or some treasure or something. No, that thing is something with many legs and like probably claws and fangs, and it's going to eat your face off. And that is not something I want to deal with. Supplies. Supplies. I'll just go attacking all these cheap ships and easy sea bait. Who knows, they might have something nice on them. Okay, once you turn, light, come get me. Don't, please die instead. What you got? Cask of mushroom wine, lovely. Alright, no answers here for whatever that crawling noise was. I feel like you know. I feel like you know what it is, you just don't want to tell me. That's okay, but, boys are freaky. Definitely just a underwater, like, millipede or something. A bunch of legs and giant fangs. It probably has like 12 claws. They're all going to take my ship and snap it in half. Alright, we actually did get pretty low on fuel there. We made it. We made it back. And you know, despite me saying that we got low on fuel, I want to go down here. I want to see if there's underwater something related to the bazaar. Can we? Oh, we can. We can. That's a pretty good guess, actually. It's pretty close. Oh, I don't like that I was right. I don't like that I was right at all. Okay, there are creepy worm things over here. Ooh, there's that bridge. There's that bridge that we couldn't cross before. Is it solid? There's stuff past it. Okay, I'm going to approach it at a lower speed here in case we bonk against it. Oops. Well, we did bump against it. There's a passageway past it, though. Let's surface here. There's something over here. There's something over here. Ooh, I wonder what it is. Just because I want to make sure, I'm going to bump against it up here, too. Is it solid up here? Yep, everything's solid. Alright, 2 hull down. That's okay. We're right by shore. We're only at 2 hull down from that, so... Oh, wow, the Echo Bazaar is like... I don't think I've actually taken a good look at it. It's like glowing red and stuff. That's pretty neat. So maybe they're tied in with the, with hell as well somehow. Not sure. Not sure at all. But hey, we reached home. We've gained 2 menaces of nightmare strength. Of course we did. Any messages here? Nothing so much. Got nothing for the voracious diplomat. We've got dark spectacled admiral stuff. You never find out in the Sunless Sea, but apparently in Fallen London they explain that it's some sort of space crab. A space crab? Aren't we underground? Or yeah, we're underground. We're like in a giant cavern, right? Is this tied into the somehow how bats can drag an entire city under the land here? Well, that's weird. All right, let's go submit all of these. Oh, the Echo Bazaar is a space crab. Okay, that's wild. I wonder if that's related to the three graves that we had before. This is the beings that hunted the crab. Now, every time I hear of a crab, anything, just like a little crab you're about to eat, or like a giant crab on the ocean floor, I'm just gonna be all like, "Is that tied to the three graves? Is that something to do with that?" But mostly has not been. But I'm going to turn in all these port reports. I don't need to hold on to any of them anymore. Fathom King's Hold was, in fact, considered a surface thing. It's not one of the interesting ones. Neither was Eigel for some reason. That was not considered a something interesting to lower Barnett or low Barnett for some reason as well. The Undercrow might be actually. That one I will hold on to because the Undercrow is actually another location I'm pretty sure showed up in Low Barnett for a story there. So let's see. We've still got our strange catch. We could probably sell the prisoner's honey. Oh, we need to talk to our venturer here. Turn in our Zoop. We sell it in Mount Palmerston, somewhere in the north of the Untersee. 1,000 echoes for 7 sealed skins. It's a specialist taste, but where I'm going, there are specialist customers. One more thing. We've now got 1,000 echo. Lovely. We made back our purchase of the engine. Okay. Ooh, we've got a few options now. So, we get to cross off the trade for the Zoop, for the Merchant Venturer. We still have the bolts of Spider Silk, but now we have Romantic and Approved and Romantic and Smuggled. Both of them are 1,000 echoes for 7. Get this down, the Merchant. Venturer here wants us to get 7 approved. Well, it'll be in the Khanate for both of these. It looks like. I also don't understand the difference between approved or just non-approved love stories here. They don't seem to have much of a difference up front. 7 times approved or not. Romantic literatures. Okay. Well, we have our next quest from him. For our lodgings, though, we have picked up... Whoops. Nope. It went back out. We have picked up a captivating treasure. We can now make a shrine to stone. Or we can adorn it with captivating treasures. Apparently, this turns this into money. But I believe the shrine for stone here... Secrets, Tales of Terror, Z-Stories. Let's see. Is the Shrine to Stone not part of this? No, it is. The Shrine to Stone is part of writing the Song of the Z. So that is part of the end game. And now that I've got a will, this stuff should all be passed down to my heir, even if I die. The lodgings here. So I think I will end up creating a Shrine to Stone. It'll increase our hearts, not one of the more important stats, but it'll still be nice. Oh, and it's actually an auxiliary item worth a further 7. Interesting. But we will do that. Yep, it'll only take secrets here. You know the hymns, the prayers, the traditions. Perhaps you don't believe, perhaps you believe, perhaps you don't. but it'll comfort the zailors. A glittering shrine. You labor on the shrine for a day, a night and a day and a night. Following the prescribed patterns with care. Stone likes beautiful things. Stone likes light. So the stories go. Of course, Stone, if she even exists, is a shining mountain 1,000 miles to the south, but your shrine is pretty. Oh, and it costs us a bit of supply as well. Okay, but we have it. Do we have that aboard our ship? Yes, we do. I suppose we might as well put that in our auxiliary. Can we... let's go to the lodgings here. Can we turn that into an heirloom of some sort? No. Looks like we need a collection of outlandish artifacts to do anything like that. Okay. Well, that is totally fine. We've now got the song, or a shrine to Stone, which is one of the many, many, many requirements to find the Song of the Sea. Which is great. The echo situation is really good. We got 1,000 echoes from the Merchant Venturer, which is just fantastic. We've expanded the map so far. We've been checking out all the underwater locations here. We've finally gotten access to the Veracious Diplomat and the Spy Network. We actually got one aboard, I think. And we now have a letter to deliver to Hideaway, which we haven't encountered yet. But we are also stacking up lots and lots of reasons to head to the Khanate. We've got, let's see, the Merchant Venturer sending us there for romantic literature. Oh, we've delivered the Wandering Parson. I can cross that off the list here. Let's see. Still got to get to King Eater's Castle. We've got to get to Dahoot for the escaped composer. Another thing we have to do for the Khanate is wreckers. We have to go to Khan's Heart and lure a ship over to them. Alternatively, we can go to Port Cavendish, I believe, and fight against them. But I want to know how we know that the wheelchair-bound man who is king there. And then if we're over in the Khanate's area, we also have to find Khan's Shadow for Maybe's daughter. So we've got a few places to go. I think that is going to be the end of the stream, though, today. We're a little over time, but that's totally fine. I was enjoying myself today. We're starting to expand out into all the unknown stuff. We're getting some lore. We're getting some background for the world. We're learning that the Echo Bazaar is a space crab, apparently, from the chat. But yeah, we've made pretty good progress today. I'm very happy with where we've ended up after today. Hopefully we don't lose it all the next time we play. But that will be on next Tuesday, 3 PST. So I will do that there. If you're not just interested in Sunless Sea stuff, I will be back tomorrow playing Subtech Ages Minecraft mod. We are going to be going back into the Betweenlands, which absolutely destroyed us last time. We are very much prepared, both with items and with knowledge this time, so hopefully we'll be able to get a little further there. And that will be tomorrow at 3 PST as well. So if you have any inclination of joining me there, I'd welcome you. But yeah, thanks for everybody for showing up. I hopefully will see you sometime again. Until then, cheers, everybody.